in a world.
Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to season 2. Oh my gosh, guys. This is season 2 of clearproptv.com. I'm just amazed. This is absolutely amazing. I cannot believe that we made it to season 2. We made it past 2020. Woohoo!
Awesome.
If you are listening to this, please help us out and do a review for us. So far, we have 10 5-star reviews. 10 5-star reviews, yes. And we totally appreciate it. We have almost 10,000 downloads from last year, and we really appreciate you guys listening to us. Right now, we are going to be going live to our ClearProp TV, and you will be able to see our pretty mugs on there. So go to clearproptv.com, watch us live, or you can listen to us anytime that you want to at paratalk.org. All right, so here we go, guys. We are going to go live. Live on YouTube. And if you only watched us and you haven't heard us, you got to go listen, because there's a lot of fun things that we put in the audio that you don't get to hear on the live version. Live on YouTube. Here we go.
Okay.
And this is going to be episode 51. What is the difference between PPG and PPC with Scott Richardson? I said that right, Scott?
Right.
All right, good deal. And go live. Preparing the live stream. You know what? This is probably live, even though it says it's preparing the live stream.
It says live.
It says live? All right, so we are
It says live from
Yay.
All right, we are actually live on YouTube. That is crazy. Welcome, everyone. This is season 2. Do you believe that? Season 2.
I'm excited.
You know what? I never would have thought that when I first started off with a like a tape recorder and my cell phone, putting them together and just doing a quick podcast like that and then uploading it to iTunes, that we would ever get to this point here, that we have a huge panel. We're interviewing people. We have almost 10,000 downloads, and people are watching us and listening to this. I mean, do we have that much information? Is it really that awesome? If we do, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you like about this. We totally appreciate you. Halfway through, we are going to be giving away a t-shirt. So if you are in the super chat, just say, hey, hello, I am here, so we can put you in the spinning wheel, and JP will do that. So let's go ahead and introduce everybody on season 2 on clearproptv.com. As always, we have Linda Anderson. She is our cheerleader. She is officially ParaMomUSA.com.
Yay.
She's got her own .com. That's awesome.
That. I'm so excited. I have a name now, because like everybody's got their, their, what do you call that? Like it's your parent.
I guess your handle.
Yeah, my handle. Yeah. I like that. I see that on the screen, Paramom. I love that.
And if you want to be on this show, if you want to be booked, we have January booked so far. So if you want to be next month, go to ParaMomUSA.com.
Oh, I see. That's cool.
I know, right? You get to Linda and tell her that you want to be on the show.
That's right.
All right.
I love it. I know.
Welcome, Linda, and thank you very much. Happy New Year, by the way, guys.
All right.
We have Kevin at kevincanfly.com.
Hello and Happy New Year's, everybody. Welcome back to
Happy
season
New
2
Year.
of our stupidity and fun.
This is more like, I don't know, is this a podcast or a get together talking about paramotors? This should be, you know what this should be called? Warning, may talk about paramotors.
Yeah.
So welcome, welcome, Kevin. And we also got Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. Do you have a .com yet?
No .com, but I do have a handle, or 2 handles actually, love handles.
Yeah.
If you did not know, Shane is our resident comedian, and he will make you laugh even if you don't want to.
And pilot. Let's not forget a pilot too.
You are a pilot too.
Yeah.
Well, welcome and happy New Year.
Contrary to belief, I don't just go to fly-ins and drink beer. I actually do fly. So
That's amazing.
We also have JP Tulo in the house.
Yeah.
Welcome.
What's going on, guys?
Here.
Happy to be here.
Yes.
If you get a chance, hop over to my Instagram, JP_Tulo. I had an awesome flight this morning above the clouds, and I'm about to post another sunset picture that was just
it looked incredible, man.
Awesome.
yeah.
And don't forget, if you have some really cool stuff that you want to post for us, go over to Reddit, and our sub is Paramotor TV. JP is also our tech guy, so he's going to put all of your names in the spinning wheel thing. I assume that's the name of it, spinning wheel thing, or am I
Spinning wheel thing, wheel of names.
All right, I'll call it spinning wheel thing.
Love
And of
it.
course,
I think we should call it the Lazy Susan.
Oh.
I guess so. What do you
Lazy
guys
JP.
think? Let us know in the comments what we should call the spinning wheel thing.
I know, exactly.
And we also have, I guess, Tucker Gott's famous guy to shout out to, Brian Haybell Waller. What's up, brother man?
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know about famous, but yeah, I made a Tucker Gott crash review. You don't ever want to be on one of those.
Oh, you're the one. I did see that video. Oh, now
Yeah,
I
the
make
guy
the
that turned his
connection.
foot sideways on the hay bale. That's me.
Yes.
We,
Famous
No,
and
I'm
infamous are
good.
the same,
Welcome
man.
everybody. You can check me out on Instagram as well, Brian War 31. Look me up on Facebook, and watch my videos on YouTube for sure. I just
Right.
got a laptop and new software, so I'll try to step up my game on my videos just a little bit.
Nice. That's what it's all about, right? Gotta step up the game.
and the man of the hour, the whole reason why we're here tonight is because we got Scott Richardson. He's a PPC pilot. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yay.
Thank you, sir. Thanks,
Now-
Sandra, for inviting me on.
We got, you know what, because we're all mostly PPG, we have lots of questions for you since you are PPC. And I know last season we got bashed a couple of times because we were talking out of our left side of our nose and said something about PPC, and obviously it was wrong. And I got the emails to prove it. So tonight we're going to clear up what's the difference between PPG and PPC. Welcome, Scott.
Hey, there's my son. I figured he'd pop in here right at the right time. Thanks a lot for having me.
Absolutely.
So,
So you are a PPC pilot. PPG is powered paragliding. What is PPC? And
PPC is powered parachute. And there are kind of, two flavors of powered parachute. So PPG, you guys fly under FAR Part 103, which gives you a lot of freedom and also, a handful of restrictions, such as not being able to fly over towns and congested areas and so forth. So there are Part 103 powered parachutes, as long as they make weight, as long as they're under 254 pounds, and they have a single seat and carry a maximum of 5 gallons of fuel. And there are a few other restrictions, but those are the main ones. The other ones are speed, but you're not going to hit that with a powered parachute. Then you can fly under Part 103, just like the powered paragliders. The big difference with powered parachutes is when you get into two-seaters. At that point, you're talking, you have an FAA N-numbered aircraft that has to have an airworthiness certificate and a registration, and you have to have at minimum a sport pilot's license to fly those legally. There are a lot of guys that do it, that have those, that don't have N numbers and aren't sport pilots and fly them, but legally to do that, you have to have just what I indicated.
so if there's a PPC, a powered parachute that's under 254 pounds and it's one seat, we can actually fly that under the Part 103 ultralight, right? Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Okay, so the only reason why you would need the sports pilot license is if it's over 100 or 254 pounds and it's a two-seater.
Right. Or two-seat. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So if it's under 254 pounds and it's a two-seater, but you're only flying by yourself, you still need the sports license because it's a 2-seater.
Correct. Yes.
All right, so there it is. Now we know what it is, and we can end the podcast. That's it. That's everything. No. So I know that we can fly up to 18,000 feet right underneath the A airspace in G and E airspace. Do you have any restrictions on that? Can you fly pretty much anywhere you want to?
No, you can't. So Sport Pilot, where we can fly up to 10,000 or up to 10,000 feet MSL, or 2,000 feet above ground. So if you're flying over a mountainous area, like over a 12,000 foot mountain, you could go to 14,000 feet, up to, as long as you stay under 2,000 feet above ground level. Also, the base sport pilot's license, you cannot fly in class B, C, or D airspace without some extra training and a logbook sign off for that as well. So that basically means towered airports, you cannot fly in and out of without a special endorsement. But otherwise, we can fly wherever you guys can. We can also fly over towns, cities and towns, and open areas of persons on the ground. Whereas Part 103, you cannot do that.
Okay. How about as far as like flying at night? I know that we can fly 30 minutes before and after sunrise and sunset if we have a strobe. Are you allowed to fly all night? Is there certain restrictions?
Yeah, so sport pilots cannot fly at night. You can fly to civil twilight, a half hour before, half hour after sunset, as long as your aircraft has the red and green position lights, and marker lights basically, to let other aircraft know which way you're going. And you also have to have a strobe as well. So that's a little bit different. It doesn't seem quite fair that the PPG guys can actually fly with just a strobe till 30 minutes after sunset, where I have a strobe on my powered parachute, but I do not currently have the extra red and green position lights. So I do have a pair now. I'm getting them installed, but like it's just extra cost, basically. So it doesn't really make sense to me, but that's the reg. So
you have to have a strobe on all the time when you're flying, or just at the?
You don't have to, just at the twilight. Mine's on all the time for safety.
I do the same thing. I figure, why not? They're supposed to last for a couple of hours, and might as well have them flashing if I'm up there flying. The rest of the panel, do you have any questions about PPC, or anybody in the chat have any questions about PPC?
How do you steer? I think you use your feet. Is that correct?
Right, it's foot steer. That's a little bit different than PPG or trike. So it's foot steer. Lines come down and you press right to turn right, press left to turn left, and then
what do you
just
do
like
with your hands?
I take pictures with mine or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going there. You got to watch out there. But yeah, you got your hands free. It's great. You can hold a camera. You can take a drink, whatever.
You didn't happen to be in a Santa suit a few weeks ago.
I was not in a Santa suit hanging off the power line.
Okay, that wasn't you. All right, we'll just get that out of the way there.
I just want to thank JP for taking one of my questions, whether he flies with his hands or his feet. Never mind. Moving on.
Hey, I just want to point out that
Sorry, bro.
Santa Claus didn't crash into the power lines.
He landed.
Successfully spot landed on a pole.
Yes,
Perfect spot landing on the line. Yeah.
just
Got
not
it.
the
One of a
spot you
kind.
wanted.
Scott, do you have any videos to show us on?
He's got a lot of videos.
Yeah.
I'm
So I've got a
curious
YouTube
what the whole
site. So
Like-
Sean, you may want to, you can bring those up if you want. I don't have it. I can't
If
have not
you
set
look
up the
in-
sharing on my
somebody
iPad
can
here,
find
but
maybe videos.
I've got a
If you
couple
look
hundred.
in the description,
That, but
if you look in the
So
description
I-
down below, guys, all of his social media is down in the description down below.
So I've got a curious question. You've indicated when you're flying, you use your feet to control the wing. How do you control the craft on the ground? How do you steer the trolley?
So there's another steering bar for the nose wheel. So mine works. I push forward, I turn right, I pull back on the stick. So I have basically two sticks. If you watch the videos, one is for the engine throttle and the other one's for the ground steering. And it just basically is nose wheel steering.
So you steer on the ground with your hand.
Right. Basically, it's just a bar. And if you bring up any of the videos, you can see that. On my PPC particularly, I don't have brakes. A lot of them will have a nose wheel brake, but I do not. Usually I just control my speed via throttle. If I get going a little bit too fast, then I'll stick one wheel off the side of the taxiway into the grass. If I'm still going too fast, I'll stick the nose wheel in. And I've never had problems slowing down using that method.
Yeah, I was subscriber 548 earlier today.
Ah, thanks.
Yeah. I look
And then
through your
what-
videos, man. You have given a lot of people a first ride. And I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, you just
That's what I love doing. People that they say it's like this has been on my bucket list forever. I had a cancer survivor recently, you know, that wanted to go and took her up, taking little kids. I mean, it's great. I love hearing their expressions and, you know, seeing their faces, you know, the look on, you know, their faces, you know, on the videos afterward, you know, when they see the sky from basically sitting in a wide open cart like that for the very first time. So.
And then what kind of power plant do you use?
So I have a Rotax 582 engine. It's a 65 horsepower, 2-cylinder, 2-stroke. It is oil injected. And for the parachute, I have an APCO 500 cruiser parachute. Some of the larger power parachutes will have a Rotax 912. That's 100 horse. That's kind of on my wish list for down the road. So basically gives you more power, gives you a lot better climb rate.
the 912 turbo.
It's not, yeah. I've heard stories about the turbos. I don't know if I want to go there.
We got one question in the chat from Will Fly. He wants to know why you selected PPC and did you ever consider a PPG trike?
I did not consider trike. I wanted to go PPC because I wanted to take people with me, take passengers along, take my sons, you know, take my wife flying. I started my pilot's license, my private pilot's license back in '86, and I never finished it. So this was a way for me to get another type of pilot license. I wanted to finish up what I'd started, you know, so many years ago. And I like to study. I want to learn about the regulations. I want to learn about the airspace and the weather and keep learning. So I just like diving into those kind of details. So I wanted kind of the harder route. Plus, it gives me a lot longer range. You know, with the Part 103, you're limited to a 5-gallon tank, which is going to limit your range. With Sport Pilot, you don't have that kind of limitation. Then they got powered parachutes with, you know, 18-gallon tanks on them, and you can basically burn 3 or 4 gallons an hour. So you can basically outfly your bladder if you want to. You know, with those things, you got so much fuel. So
I'm sorry. Is there a limit on gas or whatever you put on there?
No limit on gas. It's just a limit on the maximum gross weight of the machine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when you guys talk about your size of your wings, we go by meters. You guys go by feet, correct?
We got square feet. Yep.
All right. So you're flying would you say 500 square feet?
500 square foot. Yeah. There's basically kind of 3, maybe 4 major sizes. Well, 2. So there's 500 square foot, and the large ones are 550s for the heavier machines. They do have some 400s that they use for the single machines, and I think single seaters. And then there's some smaller ones, you know, 380s or somewhere close to the 400s. So
what is your top speed? I'm sorry. What is your top speed?
So it really depends on the type of wing you have, the type of parachute. So the one I have now currently, my true airspeed is about 30 knots, around, you know, 34, 35 miles per hour. Of course, ground speed varies with whatever the wind's doing at the time, but they've got some parachutes that'll go a lot faster. They're almost like PPG wings, and you can get a lot higher speed, you know, off of those airspeed. And some of the big squares, or, you know, they drive like dump trucks, or they fly like dump trucks. You know, they're slow and hard to turn, and, you know, just a pain to fly. So
We got Scary Bart Berry in the chat. Wants to know if reserves are available for PPC, and I'll add to that. Do you fly with a BRS on yours?
don't have a BRS, and we do not fly with a reserve parachute. Yeah, it's just the weight. I mean, so you're talking the empty weight of the cart itself. Mine is 375 pounds. So you add another, you know, 60 to 66 pounds of fuel plus a passenger, and then my weight. Yeah. So basically there's no reserve. If we lose an engine, we glide down just like you. If we lose a riser or a line or something happens to the parachute, you know, we're going to go down. So, but we're not usually doing any kind of acro like you guys are doing, you know, wing stalls and big ears and all that kind of stuff. We don't do any of that. So having something go wrong with the actual parachute itself to where you would actually need to throw one is horribly unlikely with the powered parachute. So.
I just went over and started looking at the chat, and I want to say thank you to Jordan Keys that sent us $20 in the super chat. Thank you very much. We totally appreciate you.
Thank you, Jordan. Yes, absolutely.
And then I was just curious, what is your useful load?
I'll have to give away my weight here. So for me, my max gross weight with the parachute I have is 880 pounds. And if I went up to a larger one of 550, it would be a little bit higher. So taking that, subtracting, fuel, my weight, the weight of the cart, my maximum passenger weight is about 265 pounds. But I won't take anybody up near that. I usually try to keep it to 2 1/4 or less because I'm not going to fly on the edge. And of course, if you have a hotter day, then even lower yet because of the
altitude density plays in
higher density altitude. Correct. Yeah.
So Scott, what's the highest that you can fly with that then?
So 10,000
kind of like safety wise or whatever, where you kind of go, okay, this is it. This is I like go as to,
Yeah, it's kind of a personal thing, right? So
yeah,
I usually fly around altitudes, 500 to 1,000 feet. I've been up to 4,000 MSL, which around here is about 3,200 feet off the ground. That really didn't bug me. The thing that really bugs me is other aircraft. Being that high, you're up into the GA area where you got single engine planes flying around. I feel much safer most of the time. I will kind of qualify that, down at 500 feet. Except we have A-10s flying to bombing ranges down in my area that fly at 500 feet and, a couple hundred knots. So you got to watch out for those guys. That's what scares me more than anything.
Oh,
okay. So I have one that I got to ask. Have you ever taken a collapse?
I have not. Nope. Not even close. I did have a takeoff once where I had a couple of lines tangled up and it kind of pulled one side of the chute a little bit. And when I took off, I got off the ground, I had a little bit of a left turn tendency, and that was my fault for not checking, seeing that on the takeoff roll. It was morning, I had dew on my face shield, but no excuse, I should have seen it, and I didn't, and I was able to do a quick right turn to land on another grass runway, but that's the only incident I've had even close,
Okay. How likely is it for a PPC to take a collapse?
Very unlikely in a stock configuration. People will sometimes do mods where they'll add extra quick links on the back of the riser to actually increase their speed and decrease the angle of attack on the parachute. And if you catch some gusts and you're outside of the normal settings for that, you could take a collapse, and people have taken them and have died. There was a video from a crash a couple of years ago up in northern Indiana where a couple were flying in some gusty winds, and he had extra links in the back of his risers, and he was flying too low, and he took a gust and a collapse, and he was too high, and it didn't have time to reinflate, and he went straight down and killed he and his wife both. So, sad situation. So
I think I saw the video of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this thing, I'm guessing it's pretty heavy. You just don't toss it in the back of your truck. You probably have to trailer it. Do you get to fly out of home, or you have to go a pretty good ways to fly every time?
So I keep mine at an airport. I have a hangar. I'm fortunate enough to find hangar space over here at Shelbyville Airport, where I live in Indiana. I share a hangar with another guy who flies at gyro planes. He's a gyro CFI, and I got him on powered parachutes as well. So there's another powered parachute in there, and it's only about a 7-minute drive from my house. So I'm lucky that I have something close by. And now I do have a T trailer that I just bought, and I haven't used it much. I've gone to a couple fly-ins. It's not my ideal. It kind of sits out in the open, but it does give me some other options to go to other places and fly, because it gets kind of tiresome, to fly over the same old terrain all the time. If you look on a map, and I usually fly, 40, 50 miles, actually even more than that per trip. My average flights are like 2 hours, but if you draw like a 30-mile ring around, there's a lot to see, 30 mile, but after a while you start seeing, okay, yeah, I want to go someplace, see something besides flat Indiana terrain. So that's kind of on my to-do list this year, is to get on that trailer, go to some fly-ins, and especially after I retire at the end of this year, is get a toy hauler and go on the road and take my wife around the country and fly over some really neat places. So
that sounds like an epic adventure.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on about to retire. That's awesome.
Yeah, one more year, so it's kind of nice.
Are you like us, where you can just go out anywhere, find a big enough field and go fly, or do you need to be in touch with the air traffic controller?
If we can find a field, we can fly off of it. So, like I say, I don't talk to any kind of air traffic control. But when I'm flying at the airport, I do talk. I do have a handheld radio, and there's my son here. He's giving me bunny ears.
Love it.
I do talk on the radio to the other aircraft, the traffic pattern, the CTAF, let them know what I'm doing, and the pattern, just like, any other aircraft would do. I won't fly without a radio. Gives me a much better situational awareness as to what, telling people what I'm doing so they know what to expect. So I hear what they're doing. We have a National Guard facility right next door. So I have Black Hawk helicopters flying all hours of the day, every day around there. So keeping tabs on them, and they can keep tabs on me because they're low and slow like I am. So
do you need like a ADS-B for yours because you got a sports license, or do you not have to worry about that right now?
No, I don't have to. If you fly in like Class B, C, or D airspace, or Class B or C airspace where you would need a transponder, then you would need an ADS-B, but I don't fly in that airspace, so I don't need one.
This is really interesting. It's really helping me understand the difference between the PPG and the PPC.
I think that the other part too with PPG was as the sport pilot, just the extra work you have to go through to get the sport pilot's license. So I've never been to a PPG class, but I know for sport pilot, powered parachute is kind of the easiest to get because you don't need as many hours. You need 12 hours of dual, flight instruction for that. But you have to take an FAA written test, so you have to study that. So there's all kinds of stuff on there as far as airspace, weather, FAA regulations, and so on. So you have to have, the flight instruction, the written test, and then once you do all that and you're signed off by your CFI, then you have to go take what they call, basically it's a check ride. They call it a practical exam. And that consists of, up to 3 hours of oral exam where he's peppering you with questions about all the stuff you studied. And then you go out for an hour flight and you have to pass that in order to get your license. So there's a lot to it. And then every 2 years, you have to have a flight review with a certified flight instructor to keep your license current.
Wow. Now I know with PPG, we can get brand new rigs and everything for about 10,000. And if we're lucky, maybe 7,000. So what are the prices on getting maybe a brand new rig with PPC, and maybe, what's a good deal as far as getting like a used rig?
So I haven't priced them lately, but I know the high end. So I give you a ballpark on the high end. So if you went with a Parachute Airwolf, which is a brand, with a Rotax, 912 100 horsepower engine, brand new, they can, if you want all the bells and whistles, I mean, you're talking $45,000, $50,000, $55,000 potentially.
Well, just that engine is almost $30. I mean, $30,000.
Yeah. So they're very expensive, but you can get, Rotax 582, something down. Actually, I haven't priced them lately. I would guess they're, probably in the 20s, 20 to 25, maybe upper teens to mid 20s. I bought mine used. So mine is a 1999 Buckeye Dream Machine. And I bought it, I was the third owner. I bought it in 2015 before I soloed, and I paid under $7,000 for that. But I did do some mods. I added a power start, electric starter, because it had a pull start, which I didn't want to deal with. And then the parachute was good for a year or two. Then I ended up having to buy a new parachute as well. So you can get started for well under $10,000. And it seemed like they last a lot longer. It seemed like a lot of the videos that I see with PPG and people I've talked to, they have so many issues with, the motors, they just always something happening to it. It seems like the PPG, they're just a lot more robust and they stand up to a lot more. So I think you get probably a lot more for your money from that standpoint. On the downside, you do have to have engine overhauls every so often, which costs money. So Rotax 582, the time between overhauls like 300 hours. And on a 912, you're talking like 4,000 hours, or no, 2,000 hours, I think, on a TBO for that. And those overhauls can be fairly expensive, or you can get off pretty cheap like I did last time. So we're talking, a few $1,000s potentially.
How difficult was it for you to find a DPE to do your check ride with?
There's not very many. It's hard to find a CFI and a DPE. So I had to go to Kankakee, Illinois. It was about a 3-hour drive to find my DPE to do my check ride. He's also the same guy. I did my engine overhaul too.
And for everyone that's wondering, a DPE, or designated pilot examiner, is the person that does the official check ride and signs off your pilot certificate.
Correct.
Okay, I just went over to the chat and I see that Will Fly sent us $10. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. You can send us donations, and that helps us send out gifts. Like today, we're going to be sending out a T-shirt, so that helps us send out T-shirts.
Thank you, Will Fly.
Yeah, so thank you
so
very much, Will Fly. We
Appreciate you.
definitely appreciate you. We also have a bunch of questions in the chat. Brian, have you kept up with the newest?
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up a little bit. Paramotor, North Carolina, Ben wants to know, do you fly any other aircrafts, or do you aspire to get into any other types of aircraft beyond PPC?
Yeah, right now I don't. Like I say, I started my private fixed wing back in the mid 80s, but I think, want to get into fixed wing. Of course, the guy I hangar with is a CFI for gyroplanes, and he's kind of pushing me to do that as well. But I'd like to do a fixed wing, something, small and light, just to give me a little more range. So that could be in the offing after I retire when I have the time, and like to do that for sure.
Heck yeah, you're in a good position to do that with the license in the airport for sure.
Yeah.
Another quick question.
How many hours? Well, I was just curious, but how many hours would you have to go back and redo to get your single land instead of your
PPC? for sport pilot? So once you have your sport pilot certificate, it's a little different too. So, there are other aircraft you can fly besides, pirate parachute. You have fixed wing, you have gyroplanes, you have weight shift, the trikes. Once you have your sport pilot certificate, then each of those type of aircraft have a different number of hours required for training. I think for fixed wing, it's maybe around 20 hours. So in order for me to fly a fixed wing as a sport pilot, I would have to go get instruction from a fixed wing CFI and get the hours in. But I don't have to take the written test again because I've already taken that. That's all the same. And then for my check ride, I don't have to go to a DPE. I can go to another CFI who will give me the check ride and sign off on that. That's the difference. You have to do the DPE when you first get your sport pilot certificate. But once you have that, if you want to add another type of aircraft, then you just have to have another CFI do your check ride.
You just get a type rating, correct?
That's kind of what it is. Yeah, they call it a aircraft endorsement is what it is. So basically you have a logbook endorsement. So you don't get a whole separate card. So with sport pilot, you get a card that says you're a sport pilot. Your logbook says what kind of aircraft you can fly.
Right.
Interesting.
Sorry, Brian, go ahead.
No, it's okay. We got Allie in the, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Real quick. We got 38 people watching. So thank you very much, everyone. We got 11 thumbs up. So if you want to hit that thumbs up, we totally appreciate you. Who else do we have?
You got 40 people in the chat a minute ago. I just saw.
Wow.
Allie's in there. She wanted to know if you would ever consider flying your PPC at the beach.
Oh yeah, it would be great. It'd be awesome. As long as I had a place to take off from, I would take off on the beach, but yeah, I'd love to fly out next to the ocean, something different. We don't have that in Indiana, right? So
yeah, that's true.
I guess maybe up at
the ultimate,
actually we
the ultimate grass
so.
beach.
Yeah,
the corn beach.
That's right, corn and beans. That's what we have. I got a beach across my lake here, but it's not that big. So
Why wouldn't you take off from the beach?
Just the sand. I wouldn't want to get sand and everything. That's a pain, and
it's messy.
Yeah.
It's messy.
Yeah. Plus wheels don't roll very well through unless it's really packed down and wet. So not like you guys, you get a nice breeze with your PPG and one or two steps and you're up in the air. So
yeah. You've got to have a minimum amount of runway to take off, no matter what the wind is, probably, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've taken off, with a nice 5-knot headwind, I've taken off, 100 feet or less, on asphalt, we'll lay my parachute out in the grass. Normally I'm in grass all the time. At the airport, for north and south, I take off in a grass area between a couple of taxiways. We have a nice east-west grass runway that's like 190 feet wide and 2,500 feet long. But this time of year in the winter, if it gets mushy or we get snow on the taxiway or in the grassy areas, I'll set up off the end of one of the taxiways, lay the chute down in the grass or on the snow, pop it off there so it's not dragging across the asphalt. That's not good for the lines or the actual parachute itself. So
So then when you're laying out your whole setup and you're getting ready for launch, about approximately how much time does it take you to set out the wing, clear all the lines, and get yourself into a launch formation?
Usually 5 to 10 minutes. On a good day, if the wind's not gusty, the wind can be a pain, but 10 minutes is the longest for me. I mean, there are a couple different methods you can use to lay out the parachute. You can lay it out, bottom up, or you can lay it out kind of stacked. Stacked for me is faster, and that's kind of what I use when it's not gusty. I'll lay it out and I'll tuck the cells in on the leading edge so that, the prop blast doesn't get it or anything. But if you're trying to fly on a day and you're laying out and the wind's gusty, and there's been several times I've gotten it all laid out. I pop in, I sit down, I buckle up, I get ready, and a gust of wind or something comes along and blows it up, and I got to unbuckle, get out again, lay it out. It's aggravating and frustrating, and probably shouldn't be flying if it's going to be that gusty or a variable wind anyway. But it doesn't take very long. And then to bag it when I'm all done, I found a pretty good method to do it. It takes me 5 minutes to go ahead and stuff the chute back in the bag, so it's not too bad.
So is that one of the main reasons why you wouldn't fly your PPC into a Delta or a Charlie airspace, besides not having the avionics to do it?
Well, I have to have a special endorsement as well, so I am going to get that. To landing in an airport, you talk about just flying to a class, C or D airport, and not necessarily.
Yeah, if you wanted to do it cross country and then landed at a Delta airport somewhere.
Yeah, I would. I'd do that. I'd find a grass, I'd kind of study beforehand, see what the layout looked like, on their grass. You can always find a grassy area pretty much at an airport, long enough to take off. But, I'd definitely do my homework beforehand. That's kind of what I do now if I'm flying to, just a regular, non-towered airport. Make sure they have a grass runway or someplace, go scout it out on foot or fly over low or whatever.
Sure. Okay.
Interesting. It is 7:35, so let's make sure that everybody is in the spinning wheel. And while JP is double checking to make sure that everyone is in the spinning wheel, we are going to look at a couple of things here. So we are going to check out our swag store. So this podcast is actually brought to you by our swag store. We even got a new ClearProp TV logo because we are season 6. So make sure you go check it out. We got the links down below. You can go to iloveppg.com and it goes to one of our swag stores. And we also got a new Redbubble that we're going to populate. So we totally appreciate you guys. We've had more people go to the Redbubble than the Teespring, which is pretty interesting. I had no idea why. We also have this wonderful guy that has given away some t-shirts.
Come visit us on our YouTube channel, Paralife PPG, or on our website at paralifeppg.com.
And we totally appreciate you giving away stuff on our show. So we totally appreciate you. We also, what's that? Yeah, Mark. Yeah, and he was actually one of our guests in last season, last year. It's just so neat to say last season, because I'm still totally amazed. And we also got True North Paramotors, so we want to say hi to.
Hey, it's John Hudson with True North Paramotors. We manufacture fully customizable, lightweight, cutting-edge paramotors made in aluminum and also titanium. We're also the area's dealer for Gravity and their line of paramotors, paragliders, and reserve chutes. Check us out on Facebook at True North Paramotors. Also, our website, which will be launched later this month, is AmericanMadeParamotors.com.
Now, Kevin Can Fly, if you have anything that you want to, if you want to have your own little commercial, just let me know. We can, put your commercial on here.
Absolutely.
Anytime that you want to. And of course, today, this is, does anybody have a shirt? I took my shirt off. We got Paraswag USA. Mark was supposed to come on and say something about paraswagusa.com. They are actually the ones that have sponsored the show and given us some stuff to give away. So we're going to be giving away a t-shirt today. We have 2 different versions and we only have them in larges right now. If you need a small or a bigger one, I think that we're going to have to talk to Mark and Amy to send you one that's not a large. So how many people are ready to see the spinning wheel thing?
That's spinny.
That's what I'm here for, the spinning wheel that I'm not on. Let's do it.
Spinny.
JP, are we ready to do the spinning wheel? Hey, there I am. There we
Hey,
go.
I want to know why the guest isn't on the spinning wheel.
Shane's awake. I'll be damned. Listen to him.
I'm here. I've been awake the whole time, fool.
Joe's on there. I see Joe Blitch. Hey, Joe. Joe's my flying buddy.
Look
Oh
good.
yeah,
Oh,
Joe's
I
been
love
talking
it.
about you in the chat.
I've
Yeah.
had
All
3
good.
cups
Hope
of
it's
wild
been
man.
good things.
Talking
I
about
love
Listen,
your
Joe, it's all
photography.
lies.
I love all my chatters. Thank you, chatters. I call them my
Hey.
chatters.
Hey, how about we do something a little bit different? Real quick,
What?
in the chat,
What?
put in the chat who you think will win this spin. Okay, if you are correct, then we will send you something also. And whoever wins, of course, wins the shirt. So let's go ahead and give away 2 things, but we got to have like, guess who it's going to be.
So my guess is it'll be Flying Flamingo.
You know what? It usually is. Let's look at the wheel real quick. Who do we think that it's going to be?
I don't
It's
know.
got
I
to be
can't.
Joe.
It's blurry. I can't read it.
What do
Sorry,
we
Joe,
get if
I
we
can't
pick
rig it.
ourselves and win?
What's that?
What do we get if we pick ourselves to win and we win it?
I don't
Who's
know.
Then you get to win.
I got some things that I've got from other places that I need to give away. So, and I also got some other bottles and stuff. The little oil mixture bottles that I can give away too. So we got some good things to give away. I just want.
Oh,
I'm in a giveaway mood right now. I wish I could give away more. With our couple donations, that gives me the opportunity and the ability to be able to mail more things out. So we definitely appreciate any donation. That really helps with giving gifts.
I can't see the chat. Is anyone saying they're not in there? I think I got everyone, but I don't know.
Okay. And
See
did
Brian R.
everyone,
That might be my brother. That's a Brian Richardson.
did
If he
everyone,
wins, I didn't rig it, I swear.
uh-huh.
everyone
There
made
you
their
go.
guess too about who's going to win?
Well,
Joshua
whoever made the
said,
biggest,
I will win.
whoever made the biggest donation, if they win, then we know that the wheel's rigged. So just so everyone knows, make your donations immediately, and then you'll win.
All
Super
right,
chat.
guys.
Let's do this.
I think
All
everybody
right.
has made their thing. Let's see. Okay, I see. What's up? I'm not in there. Not on the wheel again. JR
Who?
Paramotor, Sean
Nope,
Nestor.
got Sean answer.
Oh, we
Yeah.
got another donation from Shannon Brooks. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Yay!
thank you, Shannon.
Awesome.
Thank you, Shawnee.
We're gonna
wood
have
I love Shawnee.
we're gonna have all sorts of money to be able to give people and do things.
No,
Great,
I'm
I
so
love this.
excited tonight. This is awesome.
All right, so it looks like it started with
Just
Bill
so-
H. or Sharky in the
So
Sky.
everyone
think-
knows, all the money you guys donate goes right into Sean's gas tank. Don't let it fool you. He has like 500 hours a week, and he uses all the money.
He's got the big gas
Fly
tank
money.
too.
Well, I have not been flying very much because I still have to work more hours than I want to, because my wife, unfortunately, still, because she works with the airline, she still hasn't got her job yet, and it's been kind of rough. So-
Sean's been working twice as many hours. He's up to 4 now.
Yeah.
I would love it if that was
Johnny.
true. I would love it if that was true.
I'm a
All right.
grandpa.
I do want to give a big shout out to my buddy and our previous guest on the show, Shane Bittner. He was able to secure himself a paramotor and a 25-meter
Yay.
Mac Para Charger over the weekend.
That's
So
cool.
very soon we'll get to see his first solo flight coming up.
I'm
Very
I'm
much
looking forward to that. I saw that.
Congratulations.
That's exciting. That's
All right. I think that everybody.
Okay.
I think he's going to be Sean's first victim. I'm not sure.
Nope. I am not an instructor. I cannot do that.
Well, at least I got my name on the wheel, even if it's not me. We got another Brian out there tonight.
All
David
right.
Wolf is on the wheel. Who let David Wolf on the wheel?
Who let the wolf out? Who? All right. We're ready to spin, guys.
That just dated you right there.
Oh,
That's
dude,
like brings back 90s. That's like
Dude,
90s hardcore.
I was alive before the first person set foot on the Earth or the moon.
The Earth.
He's a
Wait a minute.
grandpa. Man.
I'm a
hello,
grandpa.
hello, the guy born before Jesus.
Are you trying to say you planted the forbidden fruit tree? Is that what's going on here?
I,
I'm cracking up.
I let my wife eat from it, damn it.
John comes running out like it's seeing like an old man with his cane. Get away from my fruit, you buggers.
Look at that chat. It looks
I
beautiful.
see a Brian R. That is my brother. He said it is on there. So
The chat.
Well, if
looks
he says it
beautiful.
is, we can't call him a liar.
You guys got to let me know too if you gave us a thumbs up. We're up to 21
I love
thumbs
it.
up, and we
Hey,
appreciate you.
Slody. Hi,
We got
Slody.
34 people in the watching right now live. You got to be
Yeah.
present to win.
Yeah.
Oh, and real quick for everyone in the chat, I'm not replying to any messages or comments because I do not have my computer working. It took a dump, and I'm on my phone.
Oh, so you missed the chat saying that they wanted to donate $100,000 to your
That's
thing.
right. We can do it next time. Next time, it's fine. No problem.
Oh, I love it. Sean Nessler says, I'm listening in the background. So he's probably hearing me in the background.
Well, right now.
And Joshua says, "All hell, PPG Grandpa."
Oh, I love it.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
now I can see the chat, everybody on the chat. Thank you, chatters. I do. I love chatters.
JP's gonna find out that flying with me next time, and his risers are gonna be twisted. I see that, JP.
Slow Days says it's time to talk about Shane.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes, everyone talk about Shane now on the super
Now,
chat.
he's awake
Yeah.
now. It was a lot more fun last week when he was sleeping.
Yeah, look at
I've
the
never
last
said so much in my
thumbnail.
life.
Look at the last thumbnail from last week, or actually watch it. It's absolutely amazing. You
Right.
can hear him snore, watch the drill.
Yeah.
We ready
Hey,
to
Sean.
spin the wheel? Yes.
I see
you
Bill.
have to
Ready?
put my hay bale
Ready?
slalom video on to show Brian how it's done.
What?
Mhm.
What?
I love me some hay bales, man.
Oh, we
Hey,
got.
I was
Brian.
I was back in
Brian,
the hospital.
Just remember, Brian, he had to shoot the gap.
Yeah, he actually did not hit the hay bale. That's a good thing. Yeah.
He
Oh,
used
we
his
got a shirt that's
parachute.
Let's spin this wheel, guys.
Yeah, spin the wheel whenever you're ready to.
We're
JP.
waiting anxiously. Yeah.
JP, it's all you. Whenever you want to spin.
I'm staying awake for this wheel. Let's go.
So while it's spinning,
Oh,
here's a
that's
couple
great.
of our shirts names that we are going to be putting out there soon. We got, hey, I got a bale. Just
Yeah.
wing it. It's a wing thing. Of course,
Beautiful.
Linda's don't be a butt lander. But now we're getting close to seeing who is going to win. So who's going to win the shirt and who gets to win?
I
Yeah.
think it's going to be Paramotor Crazy or Mark
thing.
McElroy. I don't know why they seem to win. Oh, there goes Paramotor Crazy. He's going to go right on by.
So he's
I'm
walking
gonna
away.
design a,
He's walking away right now.
Oh,
He's
design
sorry,
a
Brian,
shirt of
right
a
past
guy launching,
Sharky
and
in
it's
the
gonna say
sky.
Taco Run.
John NASCAR looks like.
Flying.
No, I
Chuck
think
Johnson.
Junior
Wait.
Paramotor.
Oh, Chuck Johnston.
Wait.
No,
Did it freeze?
they are
go.
paramotor.
Oh. It was so close.
I think he was
Winner,
one of the
winner,
last ones
chicken
I
dinner.
added too, wasn't he?
Wow, JR Paramotor.
Paramotor.
Must be present to
They-
win. Say something
Say
in the
hi in
chat.
the chat, JR
Say
Paramotor.
something in the chat, Mr. JR Paramotor.
Hey.
And
Congratulations.
who guessed that it was going to be JR Paramotor that won? I need to know both of those. If JR Paramotor says that he's actually here in the chat.
I saw him chat earlier.
Yeah, I do want to point out
Yeah.
to Kent that's in the chat. I made sure my phone was on ring this time and not vibrate, just in case I fall asleep
Yeah.
and try to call me.
He's
JR
here. He
Paramotor
replied.
says he's here. All right. So who said that JR Paramotor was going to win? Did anybody actually hit that? Did anybody actually put that in the chat? Can anybody see? I'm scrolling up. I'm looking.
I don't think so.
There's a lot of chatting.
I love it.
If you said that JR Paramotor was going to win,
I
say
said it. I
something.
don't think y'all heard it, but I think I said it.
That doesn't
I'm
work. You got to type it. But if someone did, please put it in the super chat and let us know that you did. Actually, take a screenshot of it and send it to me. JR Paramotor, send me an email, ppggrandpa@gmail.com. I need to know your mailing address, and I just have a large. If you need something other than large, let me know. I'll have to let Mark send it to you. And if anybody actually said JR Paramotor was going to win, screenshot that and send it to me at.
Now, Mark McElroy says he also said that he would donate a wood carving earlier, but it went unnoticed. I did see that.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
Let me go back and see if I can find it. Yeah, JR Paramotor said, I'll donate a carved PPG flag out of wood.
Really?
That sounds pretty cool.
Hey, he's good at that.
Yeah, if you guys saw the one he did for Ripman Riding, that thing turned out amazing.
JR Paramotor did this?
I think that's the same one.
Yeah, I think so.
JR Paramotor, did you say that you're going to send somebody something or want to donate something? Say it in the chat, please, so we know. And we'll go ahead and spin again real quick.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's the one that does the wood carving.
Bill H said
Bill H.
$5. Spin
Yay,
it
Bill
again.
H. Thank you, Bill H. Love you, honey. Good
Wait,
job.
what?
JR Paramotor says, yes, I make them.
Yep,
Oh,
I knew it.
okay. And did JR Paramotor say to go ahead and spin to give one away?
He
If
said you
so-
got to donate to the super chat if you want to win a flag that's carved from wood.
Give me where to send it, and I'll donate a couple of carbon fiber prop plates and prop spacers for the Moster 185. That's
Nice.
Robert Wheeler.
Robert Wheeler. I've got one of those
I've
on my
heard these have
Paramotor
been
from
going
Robert.
around. I need a carbon fiber prop plate.
So
That's
I'll
cool.
tell you what, Plastic Spider, Robert Wheeler, his carbon fiber plates for the Moster is fantastic. I
Yep.
have had it on mine and I absolutely love it. Thank you, Robert, very much for sending that to me.
Yeah,
I got one from him for
absolutely.
Flight. If you got it fly in, I met Robert there, and I bought all. But he can make just about anything out of carbon fiber, man. It's pretty impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got the
Robert.
prop spacer and then the bolt plate, and it looks as sharp as could be with the carbon fiber prop. It's as good as it gets, in my opinion.
Robert, do me a favor, email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com, and we can talk a little bit about what you can donate this next week, and we will spin the wheel next week for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
And JR Paramotor says, let's spin to give one away. Send him the info on Facebook at JK Custom Carves and name and first flight date so he can engrave it, I guess. That's
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
Personalized. You get a personalized victory in this show. So anyone that didn't watch is going to miss out. Tell all your friends what they didn't get to see.
That's
Yeah.
really awesome. So we're going to spin for the JK Custom Carves. That's going to be really cool. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to have to buy one of those.
That's really
Yeah,
awesome.
put my name on the spinny wheel thingy.
Hey,
You got one in the mail, Shane. One's in the mail.
Man, that's like Amy's pie.
I know. You had to wait a whole year for it, didn't you?
I did.
if you are going to be giving away stuff on the show, please do me a favor and send me your info, and I will put it in the description down below, and also your links.
Hey, this guy just did a one for Jeff Pearson. Jeff Pearson just sent me his finished product of this. It's absolutely gorgeous, by the way.
Paramotor Crazy just said he has to make a confession. He let JP Tulo touch my tip today.
That sounds like
Well,
a personal problem. You
Yeah,
might want to go to the
yeah,
free clinic after that.
we did bump.
Hey, look at my background photo. That's JP Tulo touching my tip too.
Wow, JP's touching everybody's.
Serious? He's a
I
serial
get
tip
around
toucher.
a lot.
Yeah.
Serial
I
tip
get
toucher.
around a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
Okay.
not what she said.
So this is what we're going to be giving away.
Hey,
Jay,
it's John Adams. Look, he's in the
Nice.
chats a lot. I recognize the name. Paradise Aviation, North
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Yeah, oh man, dude.
You look really nice.
Said next photo. I don't know which photo he was talking about. All right. So that is just really nice stuff. Okay,
It really is. JK Custom Carves.
Yeah,
you guys check him out on Facebook.
Yeah, JK Custom Carves on Facebook. He's going to give away a custom carve right now. If you have not, if you're not in the first spin, let JP know so we can put you in the spinning wheel. And we'll spin for this. This is really cool. So yeah, definitely.
There's Robert Michaels.
Definitely email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com. All your information so I can put it in the description. That's really cool. And after we spin here, how much time do we have to talk with you, Scott? Are you able to chat with us for another half an hour, or do you got to go?
Oh yeah, nope. I'm here as long as you want me here.
Good deal.
Don't tell him that. We'll be here for 4 hours, man.
Hey, I can yak for 4 hours. Go for it.
That's awesome. It's been a while since we've done a 4-hour, just a show with a guest. We've gone to the after party and we've done a 4.5-hour show, I think. All right, guys, are we ready to spin?
Dude, these things are nice.
Tell me when.
Order one.
Spin whenever you want to. If everybody has their name in the spinning wheel, then let's go ahead and spin. Once again, if you think you know who's going to win, put that in there. You got to put the guy's name or the person's name and say they are going to win or this person's going to win before we spin. And we are going to give you something too, just because you're clairvoyant.
All right, someone do me a favor and type in the chat. Kevin Can Fly said that Paramotor Crazy is going to win.
You think Paramotor Crazy is going to win?
Of course I do. Dave's crazy. Only crazy people win stuff like this.
I put my money on Bill H.
Oh, that's a tough horse to beat.
No, I'm going with wait a minute, I can't see the wheel. Where's the wheel?
But yeah, let's see the wheel real quick so we can take a look.
We got 2 people just picked Paramotor North Carolina.
Oh, Ben's already won with the perfect LZ, so he ain't winning nothing else.
Dude, Ben, if you guys didn't see Ben's most recent video, you should check that out. His addition of having his wife shut him down over and over in the kitchen was priceless. Awesome job, Ben. I love it.
No, Ben's a great dude. I've said this 100 times. That dude is going places with his video editing and his content.
Yeah, he does very good videos for sure. I like Kent's attitude. He picked himself, said, I'm going to win it.
I will win. I like that.
You know what? I'm going on the record to say I picked Kent from North Carolina. And Spinny. Let's Spinny.
And if you say that,
I'm just curious.
If you say that you won and you win, all I'm going to do is send you something else in your package. So,
Are we going to break the internet? Are we going to break the internet if JR Paramotors wins his own carving?
We got a late entry. Hank Lynch.
I made it. Hello. Good. You know what's going to happen? Hank's going to win. That's always what happens. The last person in wins. So I'm going to say that Hank is going to win. Now I can say this because if I win, I just keep it. I don't have to send it anywhere.
I can't.
Did this just turn into a giveaway show with guests on it?
I guess so. Well, at least for the last half an hour. I can't believe it's taken so long. JR Paramotor, make sure that you send me an email with your information and what size shirt that you want. Robert Wheeler, definitely the same thing, ppggrandpa@gmail.com. Anyone out there that wants to send me anything or has something to send or that wants to send me something or send us something to give away, definitely email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com. Does everybody know that email address yet? I try to make it really easy. And spin whenever you want to. I think we're ready to go. Going to be Yo Don K's. The winner says Yo Don K's.
Joe Don.
Is it officially spinning or did you just give it a fake spin?
Oh, that's a real spin.
Brian R.
It's a real
said,
spin,
if I
huh?
win, do I have to start
like-
flying a PPG? No, you might
Got
have
35 people in the chat hoping they're going to get a custom engraved PPG flag.
And we got 24
Whoever-
thumbs up and 34 people watching. If you haven't thumbs up, please, that really, really super helps the show. And we can give away more stuff.
Oh, my bad.
Man, whoever wins this,
Boom,
I'm gonna
there's
be
one.
jealous because that wood carving is friggin'
Oh,
awesome.
That is
man.
really fantastic.
Oh, Bill H was close. Shannon
All right.
Crooks.
Oh,
Looks like it's gonna be Plainfield.
Plainfield, I think.
Plainfield.
Is that Plainfield, Indiana?
So close to
It may be
Joshua.
close.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
What is it?
Oh,
It's Joshua.
It's Josh.
No way.
Yay!
That's
Josh
exactly who I
wins.
said earlier.
That is exactly what you didn't say.
Exactly what you didn't say. All right. So, did anybody pick
All right.
Joshua?
Joshua, yeah, speak up if you're still in the chat, Joshua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Joshua,
Congratulations,
proud
Josh.
yeah, definitely let us know that you're here. Anybody that picked Joshua, let us know that you picked him. He's probably like, oh my God, I can't believe I won.
Good job.
Congrats.
That's amazing.
Ah!
Dude, that's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, JR, for producing that for us. I can't thank
No,
you
because
enough.
I believe that's about $135 purchase there.
That
Yeah.
is
Is
awesome.
my understanding.
Wow. Yeah, speak now or forever hold your peace because we're going to spin again because somebody wants to get that. And they're going to be really upset too.
Give him a minute.
I'm going to
All
give him
right,
30
Josh.
seconds. 30 seconds starting now. Joshua.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. I mean, seriously.
All right, Joshua. If I don't hear from you here in just a minute, we're going to spin again, buddy. He's going to come back and watch this later on and go, what? I won? No.
Ain't the worst time in the world to go to the bathroom.
I know, right? Joshua, email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com. I will get you something in the mail, but you better say something or else we're going to spin. Wow, 13 by 6. Yeah, it's a $130 thing. I don't see Joshua.
So
Is that
so
a
we're gonna
pop-up
do
on your
him a
computer
sticker or a
screen for your-
t-shirt instead if he speaks up later, or and spin
If
it,
he's
give it away
if he-
again.
If he speaks up later, I'm going to send him a shirt. But if he doesn't speak up, he'll learn-
Washington Auto Part Napa just sent you something there, JP.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks for pointing that out.
right?
Then in the
Hey,
Napa know
J-
how.
Josh-
JR
Josh-
Paramotor.
Hey, look, it's Ferdinand riding.
Joshua would have said something by now, unless he's shaking
Yeah.
so much he's trying to tap some keys. All right, we're going to say that he had to pee at the wrong time. All right, let's spin it again.
Hey,
And
JR
that way-
Paramotor, I'm not sure what part of the country you're in, but I got a bunch of wood, man, like oak, cypress, cedar, poplar. If you need some wood for building some cool stuff you're making.
I'm almost out of pecan.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some pecan.
Don't
I
go
know.
pee now.
Who leaves the show that gives away things? Joshua, says Bill H. All right, let's go ahead and spin. Obviously,
Yeah.
he left and is checking out maybe another
Well,
podcast. And
after he didn't get the shirt, he was like, "All right, see ya."
probably. All right, so next spin. Here we go.
I'm going with Flying Flamingo at this point.
I know.
My next guess, Flying Flamingo.
No, it's gonna be David Wolf.
Brian R.
It's gonna be David Wolf.
Bill H. Missed it
Blue
again,
Sky
man.
Chasers. Blue
Thank-
Sky Chasers. Is Allie still in here?
I'm close.
No, it's not.
Tim
her.
Oh, I haven't
Reeves.
heard from her. Haven't heard from her.
Plainfield.
Pretty
Is
Plainfield.
Plainfield gonna get that close
PPG?
again?
Plain.
Oh,
Is it gonna be
so
Reeves?
close. Is it Reeves?
Oh,
Man,
Come
sometimes
on,
it says
Plainfield.
that twice. Look at that.
Oh,
Plainfield.
Whoa!
Exactly who I said.
Plainfield
I picked the
PPG.
winner again.
Plainfield, you better say something in the chat.
I absolutely picked that person earlier again.
I know we can go back and see it in the chat, so we know that you're telling the truth.
I can't read the names. Okay, now I can read them, but I can't read the names when it's spinning.
Plainfield.
I had to guess. I
PPG.
couldn't. I can't.
You still in
I
the
can't
chat?
read
Speak
the
up.
names.
Better say something really quick.
Say something. Something.
Oh, come on. I know that you're watching it. You saw it. You're typing right now.
There's no congrats till he says something.
There's
Just
no
say
congrats unless he
something.
says something.
Yeah, just print something. Say something.
Just say, I am here. Or just tap on the keys and blah, 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 because you're shaking so much you can't actually type. I understand.
Yes. Say something. Something. Okay, we're looking.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't think
Better have like a little
so.
countdown timer for the big gifts.
You got to be kidding, he says. He is here playing for old PPG.
Yay! Everybody likes to win something.
Wait.
Heck
So-
yeah.
All right. There it is.
Did anybody say Plainfield PPG in the chat was going to win?
I did under my breath.
If you did, take a screenshot of it and send it to ppggrandpa@gmail.com, and you'll get something in the mail too. If you give me your mailing address. You know what? We've had people that won stuff. They said, hey, I won a large. Okay, what's your mailing address?
Exactly.
Yeah, and Plainfield PPG, just so you know, junior paramotor says to send send information to JK-custom-cars on Facebook. So to get your wooden plank.
That is awesome.
It's in the chat too. You can see it.
He said, I'm here again. Yes.
For your one
just wants to make sure you know.
custom wood carving. That's amazing.
That
I'm
is
kind
really.
of upset I wasn't in the chat today.
I think it's crap that I wasn't in the wheel, just so you know. What do we get out of this? I get a damaged pie.
Damn it.
What?
The pie was fine.
Oh,
It was just a
damn it.
broken box.
Oh my God.
Now,
You
we
know,
got-
All right.
remember, we got some good CBD oil from Brooke. So, you know,
I got none.
Another
I
shout
got
another shout out to
literally none.
Brooke.
You didn't? You didn't
Nope.
get yours, Jamie? Oh,
No.
you got to hit him up then. He probably just forgot or something.
I'm easily forgotten about. I'm usually sleeping.
Oh.
Well, Shane, me and Brooke are going to be down there for SIV in a few weeks. I'm sure he'll be glad to bring you some.
I know I'm not allowed to join your class. Got it. Moving on.
Oh, are you mad at me?
No.
Man, if we had a spot, dude, you'd be in it for sure. But he
Oh,
called me.
I got a spot. It's a red rash right about now. It's got your name on it. Actually, Brian, if you let me know the dates, I actually have credit at the campground right there, so I could probably meet you guys just to hang out in the afternoon or whatever.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Come around and be a third wheel.
Jim CR120 is in the chat. Seems like
Hey, Jim.
seems like we
Hey,
talked
late
with him
the buck
recently.
short, Jim.
Love it.
Welcome back.
Yay. Yay.
I don't remember Jim being on the show that long. Why was that?
Somebody was.
Oh, you were asleep.
Oh, my bad.
like,
Can't
excuse me,
imagine
guest,
why you
you're
wouldn't
just not
remember.
interesting enough. I'm going to snooze. No, that was the after show. It's all right.
That was a year ago.
Yeah, that was. You're right. That was a year. That
Let
was
it
back in
go.
2020.
Yeah.
No, it was last year.
Yeah, back in
It was
2020.
last year.
Those
That's
resin
okay.
pours that he does are friggin' awesome. I love
Yeah.
watching those
Golly.
resin pours.
Right.
Does
Walter's in the chat.
Hi, Walter.
JK Custom Carves maybe give the panel of, I don't know, ClearProp TV a discount?
Huh.
Just asking. Just
He doesn't have
Yeah.
to give me a discount, but I actually had talked to Jeff Pearson today when he sent me a message via Facebook, the picture that you see on the website there.
that is really
Um,
cool stuff.
I'm actually gonna be getting a hold of him and talking about doing a custom one, as usual, for my son's cancer ribbon, and doing a whole. There's a couple of things I want done, some pictures, see if he can carve them on to the to the thing there. So I'm looking forward to it.
I got a question in the chat from Brian R. I think it's to the panel.
Yes.
How many of you fly in cold climates?
Oh, I do. Florida all day long.
Yeah.
The coldest I've flown so far this year, well, I guess last year, 2020, right, was 26 degrees, and I only got a 20-minute flight in because my fingers were frozen, even with my heated gloves. If it's above freezing, if it's like, especially if it's in the 40s, no problem. 40s, you can wear shorties. It is great, no problem. 32 and below is it's just too cold for me.
Hey guys, are we done with the wheel?
We done with the wheel, guys?
I think so.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, JP.
Walter goes, am I too late? Did I miss the prize? Walter.
Both of them.
Walter, you won a paramotor crazy. We have kidnapped him and sending him to you right now.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And John Wayne's not in the chat, so John Wayne won last week. Your T-shirt is in the mail. So.
Nice. Good job.
All right, so I guess it's back to our podcast, talking about PPC and the difference between PPC and PPG. If you guys have any questions, please let us know.
So I got a question for you guys. I'll turn this around a little bit.
Sure.
What kind of average flights do you guys usually have? Distance wise, hour wise? I know you only carry 5 gallons, but it seems like you get, pretty good mileage out of that. So what's your typical flight look like?
If I top off the tank, I can get 2 hours and 34 minutes.
Okay.
Accessories and modules. Please visit us at
Hearing something in the background.
I hear it. It's not me.
What's going on?
Me.
Oh, okay. My max, I usually max out my tank, and I usually fly for I go for 2 hours, but I know that I have another half an hour for oops, there's too
Reserve,
much or tailwind or something. So
Gotcha.
I like to do 2 hour flights, especially in the summertime.
That's mine. My average this year, I looked at I'm a geek, so I keep all my stats. I have tracks, times and tracks are all my flights. So 2020, my average flight time was 1.9 hours. So, if I go out there, I like to do 2 hours. My longest was 3 hours, nonstop, non-refueled, but average about 1.9.
How about the rest of you guys?
Manually and gently open the garage door.
I still hear the background.
What are you watching?
My average flight's probably about 45 minutes.
Press and hold the up button for 3 seconds. After you release the button, it will begin blinking and continue blinking.
Who is it?
Who is that?
Like a radio.
Using the up button, position the door exactly where you want it in the open position. Then press the set button.
I think it's JP because
I just muted JP.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gone. Okay. JP is watching something about
watching another Napa know-how.
I don't know.
Another Napa know-how commercial. Oh my God.
All right. So
Scott, I have a question. I have a question for Scott.
Okay.
Your lines for your PPC, those are not strings, those are cables or
Well, so we have what we call risers. So you got risers that can be cables that come from the powered parachute, and then the actual parachute lines themselves attached to the risers via quick links.
Okay. Because North Carolina was the first time that I got close to even any kind of PPC. And I noticed that the lines were not really like our lines. They're a lot heavier, a lot more almost a braided cable. Is that what you got? Or
for the parachute line? No, the actual lines themselves are, regular parachute lines, but inside the risers, there's cable. But yeah, that's interesting. I'd like to see what that looks like, what you're describing. That doesn't.
I know that wing was like a 1995 or 96. Brian knows what I'm talking about. Yeah,
probably a paraplane or something like that. So
no, it was a PPC. It was at Vail, North Carolina fly-in, and the guy the lines were like, it had a cable and it was with a coated plastic over it.
But
they're not
so
like-
that those
they're
were
not like our
attached to
Kevlar
the
then.
those were attached to the card itself, but there weren't regular parachute lines attached from that.
I just saw those and I was just dumbfounded because I'm a PPG guy and I've never seen anything like that. I was like, man, how does that swing even fly? If it's got cables hanging off of it is all I kept thinking of, but I didn't never seen any lines itself.
It probably has to be the riser. So maybe what you saw was the risers. Was the parachute packed inside of a parachute bag or anything?
Not at that time, no, it's spread out.
It was spread out.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, you're not gonna fly with cables. I mean, yeah.
Brian,
That's
you remember the PPC with the pink wing?
I believe I know who you're talking about, or which one you're talking about, but I don't particularly remember the risers looking at them.
Yeah, I just helped him. I just helped the guy out a little bit, and when I just noticed what I noticed, and then moved out of the way, so his gigantic VW bug didn't flatten me on takeoff because those things are huge.
There was a lot of powered parachutes at that fly-in.
Yeah,
and that's the most I'd ever seen before that point. And I was pretty interested in all the different engines and configurations that they had, a lot of different lighting systems. There seemed to be a lot of different designs just at that one fly-in. Anyway, I always thought that my buddy, when I told him I was flying a powered paraglider, he says, "Oh, you mean a powered parachutes?" And I no, powered paragliders. Well, back in the day, we called them powered parachutes. Well, so now they call them powered paragliders. They're actually two different things, and there's a difference. So, and the main difference I think is the weight and the design of the wing.
Yep. I just call them butt fans. So that keeps it clear for me. So
yeah, right.
All right. So sorry, I had to break free for a moment. Let's go ahead and go through real quick, if it's all right with y'all. What are the main differences? Let's go ahead and try to break them down if we want to put this actually in the description, because I know that people are like, I don't want to listen to, 4 hours of people talking about it. It's like, just give me the basics. So the difference between PPG and PPC. PPG price. Let's talk about the price first. For new gear, about $10,000 for PPG, and what, 40,000 is a good average?
well, no, you could probably start in mid to upper teens to low 20s, all the way up to mid 40s to 50,000 for the real high end loaded up with the big engine. So
What?
So I know Kevin Can Fly said he had to go, so we can't ask him. What do you guys think as far as what is the average for PPG? I mean, as far as new gear between 8,000 and 15,000, you'd say, right?
Oh yeah.
So so the average would be about 10,000 ish for PPG. So on the same note, thinking about like that, between the low end and the high end of new gear, what is the average price of PPC then? Think about 20, 25?
yeah, I'd say for something new, average, yeah, low to mid 20s, all the way up to whatever you probably want to spend, because you can get them decked out with ADSB and all kinds of accessories. So yeah.
Okay.
Don't
Altitude.
forget the training process and the licensing process is, takes longer. It's more expensive as well.
Oh, there's a kitten in here.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to put that in our little list here. Altitude. PPG can do 18,000. PPC can only do 10,000 feet legally.
Yeah, under sport pilot rules. Now there are, Part 103 PPCs. So if they're flying under Part 103, I assume they're the same as you. So I didn't realize that you had the 18,000 foot limit for
Gotcha.
PPG. So yeah.
Linda Anderson, Paramomusa.com says that she's got to go. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I've had a long week. I'm trying to sell my house and everything, so you know how that goes. So every day something else, and so I'm gonna go get some dinner and just kind of chill out. But thank you so much, Scott. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting
So
me.
fun to meet you, and I'll make sure that I tag you on Thursday on Robert's show. Love to have you watch it and all that stuff, and hang with us and all that good
Cool.
stuff.
Will do. Thanks a lot.
Cool.
Have a good one, Linda.
I love
Thank
you
you so
guys.
much.
Y'all be safe, okay?
See you,
Happy New
Linda.
Year.
I'm gonna try and keep my sanity here somewhat. And you guys, absolutely, you're like my para family, and I appreciate everybody. So I'm just saying, you guys help me keep me grounded right now when I'm working my butt off all day, and then it's like, okay, I got to sit down and hang with my guys. So thank you so much.
No, we appreciate you too. Thank you so much for everything
Did
you
you-
do behind the scenes for Clear Prop TV.
Okay. All right. Love y'all.
Happy New Year.
Okay. I'll see you later. You know where to find me. Okay.
Yes.
On the Cowboy Channel.
I know, huh? Exactly. And I have to say real quick, thank you, my chatters. I know you're out there and everything. I appreciate you all. Absolutely. That's my other family. So, all right. I'll talk to you guys later. Be
All
safe.
right, see
Okay?
you, Linda. And that's what I like about this show too. It's like this is the time that we can all get together and talk. Matter of fact, we got shows throughout the entire week, which is really awesome. And you know, it's just the community. I mean, this community is so amazing, and I truly appreciate everyone that's on the panel, everyone that's talked on the super chat. Definitely, thank you very much for the donations. We really want to be able to give away more stuff throughout this next year, and all the people that are listening to us that don't get to watch us, the truckers out there that are trucking right now, you know, because they're trucking 18 hours a day. I don't know, is that the legal? Can you do legal 18?
Yeah. Randy
You know
Aldridge.
what I'm talking about.
Shout out to Randy before I leave. Randy Aldridge. Yes.
Yeah,
Linda,
so-
didn't you leave an hour ago?
I know. I'm trying to leave. I'm just listening to what you're saying. I know.
You remind me of an ex-girlfriend. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, Linda,
Oh
since you're
my
still
God.
here, Will Fly has a question for you. What is the
Me?
show Thursday night that Linda mentioned? Is there some show on Thursday night that she mentioned? There's not another PPG show, is there?
Yeah, just a little. Yeah. Paraglidingtalk.com. That's right. Robert Michaels.
Sean
Ever.
Mesker put the playerglidingtalk.com on there, but it is not allowing me to show it for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Whatever.
It says the message is held for review, and I don't know. Any of the moderators? Can you-
Walter got it. Will got it.
There you go. Thank you, Walter.
I'd love to,
Billy.
but I don't have a computer to be working on that kind of stuff because I bought a cheap, crappy computer at Wachula Fly in Poker Run. Moving on.
Hey,
Okay.
Mark H has a question for Scott. He says, maybe I missed it. Is there a minimum AGL height for PPC? Like 500 feet AGL?
It really depends on what you're flying over. So if I'm out in the middle of the cornfield, no nothing around, I've touched beans before. I've flown where I've kicked the beans with my landing gear.
Kick the
and
beans. Sounds like a
kicked the
t-shirt.
beans, they've hit, kicked the beans, and got up after the flight and had soybeans under my butt in the seat. But if you're flying over what the FAA terms a congested area, which that's a loosely defined term, so basically think a town or something like that, you have to be, there are two altitudes. One is you have to be high enough to be able to glide to a safe landing area should your engine go out. That's
Yep.
one. The second is you have to be at least 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle within 2,000 feet horizontally of you if you're flying over, an area like that. So, but out in the countryside where I fly, 99.9% of the time, I'll get down, you see cornfields and they've got these drainage areas that are, most of the time they're grass. I'll get down and I'll fly. So I'm actually below the tops of the corn down inside of those drainage areas flying along. So there really is no minimum altitude. I guess -1 inch, might be a bad, altitude,
But that is interesting about flying over towns and stuff or something congested. What do you feel is considered congested? Just anything that you can't glide to a safe area?
Well, it's weird. The FAA, it's not what I feel. It's like if you get in trouble and somebody calls you out for doing that, it's what the FAA goes, and it's case by case. They've had interstates, they've called those a quote congested area before because there's cars down there. There's a clump of them. A small assembly of houses, you really don't know what it is until you cross the line. Some are really obvious. Others you don't know, and that's the thing. They have not put a real tight definition on that. And there's been, a lot of issues with that pilots in the past. So
So
That's just
Scott,
to stay clean, stay away and make sure you're far enough away from that line that you don't ever have to worry about it.
so Scott, on your takeoff, what's your minimum speed for lift to lift off?
Good question. I don't know. I've never looked. I don't have any kind of, way to measure the speed. So yeah, I don't know. So you got me on that one. I never looked. I don't have any way to measure it.
Okay. No, I know that Jeff Pearson flies a PPC, and he says he's got to go at least, I think he said 32 miles an hour or something to get flight.
That could be very possible. I never looked. Some people have, a way to measure that. They have a little ram air device with a tube that you can see, but I don't have one. So just keep going until I'm airborne. That's about it.
Just give it throttle. Just give it throttle.
I just opened up the chat for anybody that wants to jump in and talk with us. So jump on your Zoom, jump on here and chat about paramotors and PPC. And when we go off the air, then we can talk about anything that we want to. But until then, let's talk about paramotors.
We're going to keep it PPG rated?
PPG rated or below.
All right.
I will tell you guys that every time I see myself on the big screen, you guys are welcome for getting to look at this gorgeous face, because I'm looking good tonight, just so you know.
Why is that? Is there some sort
I don't
of
know.
lighting that you got for Christmas or something?
Was it the fourth or fifth beer that you realized this?
Damn, I look good with this beer. That is so funny.
Oh man, I'm looking good on the screen right now. I don't know why.
Hell yeah, give that man another drink.
Krista, come tell your man how good he looks today. Never mind, dear.
I was like, what? What is she saying?
I was talking to everybody about how great you are.
Aw.
She said, no, you're not.
Did we say how long you've been flying?
No, we didn't actually.
He did it in his bio.
I did the bio, but not on here. So I started my PPC training back in July 2015. And very long story short, I should have gotten my sport pilot that fall. I was all set. A whole bunch of life got in the way and house remodel and stuff, but I didn't get my sport pilot until August of 2017. So 3.5 years roughly with the license, but I had, a handful of hours. I was offline for 16 months while I did a house remodel. Had to buy a new parachute because the one that came with my machine when I bought it, sent it down to Mojo's in North Carolina, and it failed the porosity test. And it's like, okay, kind of hard to justify to Mrs. Richardson, I need to spend $3,000 on a new parachute when we're doing a big house remodel here, So yeah, that didn't happen. So, and then a lot of other things happened with my CFI. He got injured in an accident and was out for a while, but he finally came back flying, and I got my training in, and yeah, did it in August 2017. So a little over 3 years, and flying the heck out of it since. So I fly about, this year, just under 152 hours. I haven't flown in a month, so I've got 2 flights in December, 82 flights, same number I did last year. Last year I had 141 hours, and this year almost 152, and about 3,850 miles is what I logged. So like I say, I'm a geek. I log all this stuff. So
that's so cool.
And what I also do is take all my tracks. I use an app on my iPhone called Motion X GPS, which I don't think you can get anymore. But if you have any kind of GPS app, you can do this. Export it, and then you can import those into Google Earth. And so in Google Earth, I have all the flights in there, and I've got them broken out by year. So when I'm trying to figure out, where I want to go, I'll bring up all the ground tracks. It looks like a big thing of spaghetti. Where haven't I been? That's where I want to go. You want to look for new areas and stuff. So that's kind of how I plan things out.
All right, I'm still trying to make a list of things. I'm down over here under weight. PPG is under 254 pounds. Is it PPC is considered with a pilot's license if it's 2 seats and if it's over 254 pounds? Is there a max gross weight? Did we say
there
that?
is? So yeah, there is. It's considered a light sport aircraft by the FAA, and the max gross weight for light sport is 1,320 pounds. And if you're going to be flying off the water, I've seen PPCs, flown off the water, they give you a little bit extra weight for if you have pontoons or something like that, or if you have like a BRS or something, they'll allow you extra weight. I forget what that is offhand, but I think 1,320 pounds is the max gross weight for a light sport aircraft. That includes powered parachute, fixed wing, gyro, or whatever. So
Now I
How
know
do you
that
launch
under
a powered parachute on
PPC,
water?
that if you have like a parachute and the floating stuff, that does not count towards our 254 pounds. So
Well,
we can be under 254 pounds, and our life-saving equipment like a reserve parachute and pontoons or something like that does not count towards it. Did you say that it does count towards your weights or does not?
no, so for light sport, you do include the parachute. You include all up weight, without fuel, basically.
Mhm.
But any kind of floats do not count as well. Well, they count, but they give you a certain weight allowance. You still have to stay within, even with those extra things. It's an extra couple hundred pounds or something like that.
Well, the reason the floats don't count is because generally they provide lift when you're in the air. They generally provide enough lift by their design when you're in the air to counteract the act of the weight that they weigh. That's my understanding.
I didn't know about that.
So,
Yeah, because we got a guy that just bought our Quicksilver single place, and he took it down to Louisiana and he put floats on it. The BRS doesn't count against your weight because of the safety device. If it's an ultralight. Now, this is not experimental aircraft. It's a true ultralight single place aircraft. The BRS does not count against your weight. And neither do the floats.
Hi, you hear me?
Yeah, your
loud.
microphone is really super loud again, Walter.
Oh my God, I'll try and be quiet. Scott, g'day. I've got a PPC here in Australia. Just wondering what size motor you have. Is it a Rotax?
Yeah, it's a Rotax 582. It's a gray head, older one, 65 horse. Yep. Got about 620 hours on it. Had 160 when I bought it.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought a 503, made a big mistake at the time. Could have gone for 15 more horsepower with the 582, and yeah, I really need it.
Yep.
Yeah, as you see, my machine's quite large, quite heavy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I see that.
About 900 pounds with me in it. And
Oops, I'm sorry. I actually hit mute on you because you were loud. Push the microphone away a little bit and unmute yourself. I'm sorry about that. That was my fault.
Walter, it is really loud. I don't know why your microphone's that dang loud.
I know the other time that he was on here, it was really
good.
nice. It was like
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh, is he on a computer? Because we can tell him how to go through and adjust it real quick.
We've done that.
Okay.
is that any better?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Yep. I just had to turn my mic down, I suppose. I've been playing with it. It's been, last week I thought.
All right.
Did you mute him again?
You muted him again.
Oh, at a certain level, it mutes if it's too high.
Okay.
Let me see if I can change that.
Is that any better, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, push the microphone far, far away. It's really super loud. You could probably walk to your backyard and talk, and we can hear you perfect.
Walter, you can go down under and we could probably still hear you.
Go down under.
No worries.
Oh, and of course, Paris finally decided to join in. Missed his intro. Missed talking about his shirt that he's going to give away.
Missed talking about his wife's pie.
I know, right?
Mailed it all the way from to my house. I'm just saying.
And he froze. Well, that's Mark at ParisWagUSA.com.
What?
Hey, you
Hey,
know what we
listen.
forgot to do? We forgot to do a thumbnail. That's right. We'll
I
find a
will
good
tell
thumbnail.
you, Mark and Amy are really good people. Like
They are
really good.
hilarious.
I mean, Amy's way better than Mark, but I mean, even then, he's still a good person, but not as much as Amy. Just so you know. And since he's frozen, he can't reply back. So,
Are you there? Are you there, Mark? Oh, I think he's.
I don't think he's frozen. Yeah.
That right there, I think that might be pretty close to a swear jar because we still got the swear jar up. So be careful what you're doing.
Oh,
Well, I was just fixing my mustache.
Well, our audio podcast people can't see what you're doing. So for the people that can't see what you're doing, what were you really doing?
Fixing my mustache and straightening my glasses with my.
You'll have to go over to clearproptv.com and check it out and see what he really did.
Tell that woman to leave you alone, Mark.
Oh, poor Bill
It's
H.
all right.
He just said Mark and Amy are my neighbors. I'm sorry, man.
that's what I was thinking.
hey, Shane's just jealous. It's
I'm just kidding.
It's all right.
That's so funny.
Shane and Brian.
Do you
Yeah,
go to
got a
any
lot more.
fly-ins or anything?
Hey, we do what?
I said, Scott, do you go to any fly-ins or do you travel around to fly?
Yeah, I have. So the last 2 years, I've been up to, of all places, the gyroplane convention up in Mentone, Indiana. Last year, they started having powered parachutes back. So I went up there the last 2 years, great fun. Went to a place called Nulltown Wingnuts, which is about 20 miles east of me here. Neat little place. They have a annual hog roast. They have a monthly fly-in breakfast there, and a hog roast in September. Kind of an all weekend thing where you camp out. Neat place. You can check it out online. Nulltown Wingnuts. And actually let Joe Blitch and I, who was on earlier, so we are now official Nulltown Wingnuts. They let us in the group, so evidently we didn't make them too mad over there. And I also went to, of all places, went to a fly-in from the guy who bought my powered parachute from, Bob Cruzan up in Arcadia, Indiana, which is just north. He had a fly-in with powered paragliders and powered parachutes there, and a few fixed wing as well. And so I went up there this August, first time I'd flown. Actually, I flew up to his place once before on my cross-country training flight, so it was kind of cool to go back up there. He has a nice grass strip in his field, and they had a ball drop contest up there. So 3 balls, and he sponsored it. They put a big target on the ground. So the powered paraglider guys had to do it at 100 feet. PPC guys, they let go down to 60 feet. And they had 3 balls. He sponsored $100 winner take all. And then they had another one for what they call a special one where you buy and you put $5 in, you get 1 ball, and they call that one the money ball. And that one's winner take all. First time I'd ever done it, and I won them both. So I came out with $160 out of that fly-in.
Wow, that's awesome.
Crazy. And afterward, Bob asked me, so how often do you practice this? It's like, practice? This is the first time I'd ever done it. So I was a physics major in college, so that may have helped a little bit too. So.
That's cool.
Gravity is persistent, ain't it?
Yeah. Can't get away from it.
So if you ever plan on coming down to Arkansas, we can fly out of the airport down here. It's a pretty nice little municipal airport.
Yeah, I'd love to do that sometime. That's definitely on my list, is to get around to some more places and fly with more people. I've had some people stop through here, some people from Ohio and Florida, kind of passing through, that spent the night with me here, and we've flown out of Shelbyville, but definitely like to explore some other areas as well.
Well, bring yourself down to Florida. We got a little place called the Compound you can fly from.
Yeah,
Cool.
Stop by Southeast Alabama on your way.
Be awesome. Definitely do that. Have plenty of time to do that after this year. So yeah, definitely want to get around.
We got the fly-in, I believe it's March. I think it's the second week of March for the Compound.
12th through 15th or something like that.
Yeah. I'll be out there from the 9th till the 15th, I believe it is. I'll be out there all week.
Not sure about this year, but definitely put it up for next year. I'll hopefully have that toy hauler by then and be able to camp in it and have something a little better to haul the chute in, since I just have an open T trailer now. I definitely want something enclosed for long trips like that.
Well, Shane, we always go up to Oshkosh this summer and stop through Indiana on our way.
Listen,
There you go.
Jade Flying Flamingo has already offered me a place to stay and a motor and a wing to fly. I just got to buy a plane ticket.
I hear that the plane tickets are quite cheap right now.
I flew to Wisconsin not too long ago for $107 round trip.
Wow.
From Florida. I was like, I couldn't get there. If I paid for my daughter's ticket, my wife's ticket, and myself, I couldn't drive there on $300 in fuel. More or less round trip.
A lot of fuel.
I'm looking in the chat right now. It seems like if you are going to put a .com, put a space in the .com area, because it's not allowing us to show actual domains or clickable domains.
I don't remember that being an issue before. Do you?
I didn't think it was either, but it looks like right now I can't allow it. And there's other moderators right now. If you can click
we
the
got
show.
Got a second person from Australia in the chat.
What?
Oh, Walter's gonna get offended.
That's cool.
What? We got Hummer Shoot Ray. He says, "Good day, guys. Ray from Sydney, Australia. I currently fly a Hummer Shoot. Enjoying your show." I'm sure my Australian accent was pretty far off on that one, but that's what it said.
Real quick. What is a Hummer Shoot? Is that the name of a PPC or what is that?
Must be. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is.
Walter.
The Hummer, Walter.
Yes. Yes.
Get out of the kangaroo pouch and listen to the show. There's
I am.
Say it again, Brian. Brian, ask the question to Walter.
Good day, guys. Ray from Sydney, Australia. I currently fly a Hummer Shoot. Enjoying your show.
What's a Hummer Shoot?
I'm pretty sure that's a make of the PPC. I'm pretty sure it is. Not 100% sure. What was the guy's name?
Hummer Shoot Ray. Yeah, Sean has his own theory on it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that one either. That's what she said.
Wasn't there a guy that had a Hummer with a huge chute and he drove into a building? Flew into a building?
Oh, I saw that one. I saw that.
That looked like
Really?
a Hummer.
I seen a guy fly a couch. I have not seen a Hummer.
Wait a minute. He had a huge Hummer that flew in with a huge, or he had a PPC with a huge chute.
It was a Hummer with a parachute and hit the corner of a building shortly after takeoff. I've seen that one.
Yeah,
I've seen that too. I think everybody's seen that.
Yeah, everybody's posting in the chat with .coms that are getting held. I can't add them.
Yeah,
Mark
Sean
Gilroy
Masker
just
said
did
that
it.
it's an algorithm with YouTube, so it doesn't, so you can't.
So when the guy hit the building, did everybody go,
No, they went bummer.
Bummer. Walter, that was
Hummer,
funny.
Hummer.
That was funnier than my joke. You may leave now.
I think
so
Walter's
that-
taking over Shane's spot as a community. Way too much water tonight, apparently.
Uh-oh.
There's too
Shane's
much.
very
Too much
funny.
blood in-
Shane's a very funny man to look at.
Yes, to look at.
Like funny haha.
You look extra pretty tonight, Shane.
Thank you very much. I look gorgeous tonight. I don't know. It must be my new shirt.
I think it's the glow in your eyes, mate.
Oh, that's the new light I got from my Christmas present from my daughter.
Wouldn't be the alcohol, would it?
No. No.
We don't drink and talk. Isn't that illegal somewhere?
Not on this show.
That's good.
I think
That's
it
all
is
good. It's drinking and
illegal.
driving that gets you in trouble.
I think it's illegal in Michigan to eat ice cream in the back seat of a moving car on Sunday.
It's illegal to eat while you're driving.
Eat what?
Eat anything.
Whatever.
while you're driving.
You're talking about eating ice cream in the back seat, or talking about eating ice cream?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're still PPG rated.
In Australia, if you're holding a can of Coke while you're driving or eating something, you'll get fined. How ridiculous is that?
Hey, John Adams is coming on. He's going to show us that really cool wood stuff that he does. Hopefully, he will unmute himself and chat with us for a little bit and tell us about his cool operation there.
Now, is John Adams and JR Paramotor one and the same?
JR Paramotor.
Yes. Yes.
Come on.
Has Scott got any photos of his flying machine?
I do. If you look in the bio, if you go to, I don't know if you can see the bio on the YouTube thing there, but there's a link for my PPC info right there. I got a whole write-up. I get so many questions from people around here that 3 or 4 years ago, I just did a write-up and took some pictures. So you can find all the stuff there. If you go to scottrichardsonphotography.com, and then you can search on there like, let me see. I'd have to, if you don't have the link, if you go to that website, let me bring it up. It says my flying machine, powered parachute, November 729er Mike Papa is what it is. And I've got all the info there. So basically it's a 1999 Buckeye Dream Machine with the Rotax 582.
Scott, do you have any idea how many people you've given their first ride to?
I got a spreadsheet here in front of me. I could probably count it up, but I'd probably 15 to 20, something like that.
Wow.
Maybe more.
Man, that's awesome. I mean, that's
Took a
what it's all about, in my opinion.
Took a 6-year-old. Oh man, it's
all
great.
that.
I mean, yeah, love doing that.
So do you give them any control when you take them up typically?
No, I really can't. They have PPCs that'll have, for flight instruction where they'll have the throttles hooked together so that you can control and also steer from the back seat. On mine, there's really no way to do that. So no way to swap seats when we're flying, you have to unbuckle, and that whole falling out thing is not good, so.
Yeah, not good at all. They frown on that. Well, that's pretty cool, man. We did see a question, and I'm not sure you've flown one, but earlier in the chat, somebody wanted to know what's better, a tandem PPG trike or a powered parachute. I mean, because they make 2-person tandem powered paragliders.
Yeah. I've never flown, a tandem PPG, so I can't say from that respect. But just from what I've seen online, it looks like the PPCs are a lot heavier duty. I mean, they're built for 2 people. They're a lot more robust. I mean, but PPG, the tandem, they work. So I'm sure they're a lot cheaper too. And, I'm not sure what kind of, if you guys have bigger engines in those, I assume you about have to take a second person up, or you just go with a bigger wing to compensate.
Bigger wing.
Payload.
Yep, bigger wing.
Yeah, and they have foot launch, tandem trikes or tandem powered paragliders as well. My first ride was in a trike. Powered paraglider tandem, and when I went up, they were able to hand me the brakes and allow me to control it, and that's the only time I've ever been in a trike.
Yeah, because I'm foot steer, so unless you're, I got a basketball and NBA player behind me, they wouldn't be able to reach the steering bars. So
okay.
It looked like Nick Griffith tried to do miniplaneusa.com, but you got to leave a space between the USA and the com. You can't actually put a .com there. It's not letting me show it either.
He actually typed in the word dot. I figured that would work.
But there's still a .com next to it, so it still thinks it's a link.
Saw another question in the chat earlier. Somebody asked how much it costs to get the Sport Pilot. So I ran through, so powered parachute is only about a dozen hours. I went through one point and added up all my things. So between all the flight instruction, the ground school, the books and stuff you got to buy to study, and then doing the check ride, it was about $4,500 to do all that. And that was, 5 years ago. So not too horrible.
Not too bad. Brian, what is the price for school right now?
Well, at Aviator where I trained, the price is still currently $3,460 to train. That's a 14-day boot camp type training thing where you're there for basically 2 weeks. I'm under an impression to get a sport pilot's license in this area of the country, if you can find a CFI to work with you, is around $10,000.
For what kind of aircraft?
Yeah, like on a Quicksilver, a Rans, or something
Okay,
like that.
fixed wing then.
Yeah, fixed wing experimental aircraft.
You need more hours for those than the PPC. So yeah.
So the
Yeah,
PPC is about 4,000. Okay.
Yeah, 4,000 to 5,000.
That's still a pretty big investment.
It is. Yeah.
I think somebody was asking about PPC versus PPG tandem. Can one be flown in rougher air than the other? Does it make a difference?
Yeah,
Well, it depends on what your personal tolerance is, I guess. Yeah.
Robert Wheeler says, I think PPC can be flown in rougher air than PPG. Yeah, I think it's bump tolerance, don't you?
But do you want to? That's the thing. I've been stupid. So I flew up to a buddy's airport, 20 miles away and messed around and was flying back, midday, 11 noon. Once those thermals, start hitting, it's no fun, Only thing you can do is try to climb above all that stuff, but it gets chilly up there if you don't have a jacket on. So you either want to freeze or get your butt kicked, pick your poison. So.
Or not fly.
Or be smart and not fly.
Oh, look at Jordan. Yo, Danky.
Yo, Danky. What's up, brother?
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
How's it going, man? No, it will be $20. $20 if you don't.
Thank you very much.
He's such a good guy, man. He really is. If you met him in person, dude, he makes you tired because he don't stop moving around. You're just like, how are you still moving, man? Calm down.
I would like to try crack too one of these days, I suppose. Make sure. Hey, is he still there or did he leave?
Your Dansky, he's there.
Yeah, there he is. Hey, do me a favor and email me ppggrandpa@gmail.com. Send me your phone number. We need to chat and talk sometime.
Shane can send you the number. No problem about it.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, do you, Shane? Okay.
Your Dankies, you're down in Florida near Shane, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I am about 2 hours and 30 minutes from Shane. But it's not.
I'll be down there the first 2 weeks in February near Lake Wales doing an SIV. We got to hook up and fly, brother.
Let me tell you something. I was trying to call Andrew to try to hook up the day you're going to be in. And I was thinking the day was now in January. And then I have a jump Friday morning from a plane. I have a co-worker of mine, well, some of my staff that they bought me a jump from an airplane. Then I'm going to have a tandem of a skydiving. Then, he's like, I don't want to say no. Then I was thinking you coming down here in Florida to do the SIV this 7 and 8. But it will be in February. Where are they going to pay for that?
All right. So when Brian comes down does his SIV, Jordan, we'll meet at Camp Mac. You can stay with me in the camper, and we'll fly from Camp Mac to the islands or to the strip, and we'll just make fun of them.
Perfect.
We can fly out there. We can totally fly out there.
Brooke Sheffield's coming down there. He's going to be in my group. And
no, man, I want to.
George,
I want to be the partner of Brian when we put the SIV. And when I see it, I say, oh my God, fuck. Oh my God, this is awesome.
Uh-oh.
You're going to be.
Your Dankies, you got to slow down. Your internet cannot keep up with your mouth.
I think he broke the internet.
He broke the internet that Gore made a long time ago.
Jordan, you're running at like 15 KB or whatever it is, kilobytes, and your mouth is going 45.
Clean out.
That's so funny.
You know what? When we get the real stuff, talking clear out, and we don't play no games at all. I love that. You know why? That's who I am. Just clear like that. Sorry when that go out, but that's the real life.
That is the real life. It is almost 9 o'clock. Scott, do you need to go? Or are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm
All
good.
right.
I'm working from home. I don't have to get up early and drive. I've been working from home since last March, so I'm golden.
Okay. All right. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and close this live stream out. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. We totally appreciate you. We're going to be giving away stuff every single week. So make sure that you come back every single week. Check out our ClearProp TV Facebook and like it, please. And thank you, everyone. And Happy New Year, Season 2 of ClearProp TV.
Hey, Jordan.
Yep.
Are you coming out to fly this weekend at the compound?
Yeah, I can.
I got about a 13-pound brisket I'm gonna be smoking. Be ready on Saturday evening.
I got one of those for this weekend too, sitting in my fridge.
Yeah.
It's
What
a prime
time?
one too.
It's a what?
It's prime.
Oh Lord, I got
USDA prime, Costco on my big green egg.
I got whatever I
shout
can
out,
afford.
shout out to Kent Stanley in the chat.
I
Just
just
gave us 10
saw
bucks.
that. Thank you, Kent. Appreciate
Hey, he has not flown yet, but he is signed up to go with Kylo.
Kent is?
Yeah, he's a I don't know what you want to call him. He's the many of a ton that got suckered into some UFO school.
Uh-oh.
And now is looking to try to fly with Kylo because
Where's he located? Where's Kent located?
North Carolina.
Oh, too bad he's so far away. Well, anyways, when you go down to Kyle, if you just go straight up, there's
Yeah.
Arkansas, and we can hang out.
Hey, before we go, Nick Griffith wants Shane to tell a joke.
Oh yeah. Where's the joke?
Okay, this
Where's
is borderline PPG 13.
Oh God.
As long as it's
What is-
PPG and below, right?
Yeah. So what does a bag of chips and a bra have in common? When you open them up, you realize they're half empty.
Well, I know that about chips. So I know that about chips. I know that's true.
I'm just
This is me keeping my mouth shut.
I have something inside.
And any other joke you want to say, since this is the New Year's Season 2, people are probably still listening, maybe. And if you are still listening, do me a favor, email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com. Let us know that you are still listening way past what normal people listen to. And I might send you something if we have something extra.
That was a lot of maybes.
Hey, maybe it's 2021. Maybe this is, maybe this is CGI and it's not real.
It is not maybe.
Maybe we're in the
2021.
Matrix. Maybe we're in the
I
Matrix.
wrote 2021 for the first time this morning on my paperwork, and I was like, I don't know if I can get used to this.
Better.
We damn sure can't get used to too many 2020s over and over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I tell you what, 2020 went by so quick, but yet was one of the longest years.
It was a good flying year, though. I'll give it that. Socially distancing vertically works. It's great.
We had a really good shirt too for social distancing with paramotors. Check it out at
Good time to break a leg and make a bunch of new friends.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Brian. You wouldn't have been here if you're a cautious pilot, so thank you.
Yeah, I did. Man, I did a bunch of.
Yeah, I have all kind of hours.
Yeah, right. Brian's like, I'd have 200 hours right now if it wasn't for this stupid hay bale.
Yep, but now he has a cool shirt named after him.
He's famous.
He is famous.
Hey, Jordan, give me a call tomorrow. We'll talk about this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Shane, when you get the chance, text me his
hey, Job,
yes,
man. Hey,
Yeah.
Simon. I got Shane doing big ears. He showed me big ears. Oh, Jordan is here, big ears. Woo-hoo! coming with big ears. So nice. That was cool.
They were
Yeah.
very
He's-
big ears.
Oh, baby.
thought.
What?
Big head.
Yeah. Man, I didn't have no time to send your videos. I just sent it today because it's like, man, I get busy with work. It's like every day is something to do. Yeah.
Hey, John Adams, are you there? Can you hear us? JR Paramotors, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell everybody
Yeah, I
about.
can hear you.
Okay, tell
Okay.
everybody about what you do and show us what's going on real quick, please.
Actually, I'm putting one together right now.
Okay.
Hey, Sean, real quick.
Yes.
Do you want to do a screenshot?
Oh.
Is it too late?
Probably too late. I'll just grab one from the show itself.
Gotcha.
What happened to the wheel, JP?
The wheel.
Yeah, spin the wheel, JP.
Yeah.
We're all out of spins.
Hey, John Adams, I need you to make me some Air Swag USA.
What's that?
We need you to make something for our website, Paraswag USA.
Yeah, man, we can get it done.
So do you do everything in
Any
your
of these do you-
garage or is this
Yeah, everything's done right here in my garage. So,
show us what you got going on.
so this is the machine here.
Wow.
And actually, I'm doing one to send over to Australia right now for Dean Kelly.
Wow.
So this is pretty much, I designed it up. And you can see here, I'll bring this on over. Generate it. We'll see what it's really gonna look like on.
This is pretty cool.
Froze up.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like he froze up.
Technology is awesome, man. Be able to do that with a 3D printer / engraver tied to a laptop with an AutoCAD or something, man.
Well, that's what I pretty much got connected in right into the X controller. Goes right to there. I make crazy stuff. And I'm actually putting this one together now. This one's going to Robert Michael, Paratalk.com.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of it. Yeah. So how many of these things do you make, man? A month or a year or whatever.
To be honest with you, are we live? Like, who's gonna see this? Well, pretty much I'm a single dad going through a bunch of shit right now, and I lost a bunch of damn overtime and stuff. I'm paying for lawyer fees, so the best way I could pretty much pay lawyer fees and support my daughter is by doing something that I guess gives back. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, we appreciate you giving away something on our show, definitely.
Oh yeah, man.
That's a very nice thing to give away.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Like this was actually the first test piece I ran. Well, John Ripley got a different version, but I figured if I was gonna screw it up, I might as well screw it up on one of my own. And so this is.
Do you make them? You make them smaller, or you make them all that size?
I make them all this size. I can make them smaller, but it just won't. I do what really looks best.
Yeah.
Like for the image, because as a flag, as you downsize it, it just won't look right. The stars will be all bound up, and it just wouldn't look right.
Gotcha.
I live out of a little bitty camper, so size and weights, I've always considered it.
Well, the goal with these, to be honest with you, I wanna make them so y'all can put them out. I wanna make them double-sided. What I wanna do, and so y'all can put them out beside your pier campers, stuff like that, and just hang them out when you get out. Have this on one side, and then maybe your family name, something on the other side. I want to make it all customizable. You guys let me know what you want on them, and I'll do it. Like I said, I'm just doing it to support me and my daughter. That's pretty much the bottom line. I ain't doing it to make a million, nothing like that.
So what does something like that run, John?
I'm doing these right here. They come out to about 13 by 26 for 130 ships in the U.S. to your door. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good memories.
I think it's worth it. I'll be getting with you, and I'm looking to do something here soon. I actually just talked to Jeff Pearson today, and he sent me a thing saying how he got a new Christmas present from you, and I'm ready.
I just got his done. His is getting sent out actually tomorrow when I get some more cardboard to pack everything up.
Yep, he sent me pictures. He sent me pictures today saying, "Look what I got." And
yeah, it looks awesome. Look at the way this little guy's arms came out. You know, like it's right on the brake toggles. You know, it looks so fucking cool, man.
I'm just glad you don't actually have a picture of his face on there, because that would have really uglied it up.
Oh,
there's no detail, thank God. No, but that is I'm impressed with it. I'm truly very interested in getting with you and having one done.
I saw some of the other stuff that you make were out of cedar, the reddish, real beautiful purple wood. But what wood do you typically?
Yeah, I got a bunch of cedar wood. All crazy shapes, sizes.
Yeah.
I make a bunch of lakes, and I fill them with resin. What I do? So
yeah,
it's like it's a whole detail of the lake all the way around it, and then I put the little
I really like dealing with that wood. We've had a bunch of sawmills come here, hurricanes and stuff, so we've got quite a bit of lumber out of it. I make some similar type things out of the cedar. But what type of wood do you normally use for your plaques, the 13 by 26 ones?
Well, to be honest with you, the best thing to use is, I don't know whether people are going with these inside or outside, so I clear coat them no matter what. But a regular pine board is gonna crack over time, no matter what. It's just gonna, in a house, cool temperature, warm temperature, wherever, it's just gonna crack. So I use birch plywood, sanded, pretty much 3/4 is what I use. It's expensive as shit, yeah, but the end result's awesome, and it flexes. This thing will never fall apart after you clear coat it. I use poly on it all when it's done. So that's what I use, and it'll last forever.
You ever tried cypress?
I actually do got a piece of cypress right here. I haven't put it on there yet, no. The thing, when I'm making these signs, I try to get them done in 2 hours off the machine, because that's how long it takes doing all these details. So, and that's running the finish pass at 44 inches a minute, which is moving pretty good. Now, if you got any knot or anything in the wood, you go an hour and a half into it, hit that knot, and you're done. Might as well get another piece of wood, sand it all back down, stain it, get it right back for the machine. So,
okay.
That's the only downfall of using something that, is a solid board. Now, the cedar, on the other hand, it's unbelievable. You could look at some of the work I've done with the cedar and the finish you get and everything. There's not a hard spot in it. It's so soft, but you can't make a plaque out of that for this, unfortunately.
How long have you been doing this? Is this something that you've done like your entire life?
I've been a CNC machinist for 9 years. So everything that this machine does, I do at work pretty much every day, all day. Prior to the COVID, 70 hours a week. Now 40 stuff. So that's why I'm kind of doing this here. My grandfather was a carpenter. My other grandfather, he was a handyman, a plumber, had his own plumbing business. So I just gathered all these trades along the way, small engine repair, what I did prior to this. But again, I'm full custody parent now for the past about 6 weeks, and I can't have my hands stuck into a small engine. still be making money. You know what I mean? This here, I can run out here prior to dinner, hit the go button on the machine, go inside, make my daughter dinner, get her ready for the shower, come back out, check it. You know what I mean? And still be some sort of making money.
And where are you located, John?
Yeah, man.
South Carolina,
South Carolina.
Columbia area, right in the middle of the state.
Columbia. I took basic training at Fort Jackson.
Oh yeah, I got my sisters on station over there in Fort Jackson.
Scott, you're
so-
late, man.
Yeah, I figured it'd die. Yeah, it died. Yeah, I should have known better.
I heard something.
Respect for the man. Care about the daughter.
Oh, I heard
One
something.
more time.
Respect for the men that take care about the daughter, because my daughter, since she was 4 months, they told me that she didn't gonna survive. And then I stick with my wife until whatever coming out. Shane knew my daughter, and he's a bless. Since she born,
Yes.
I be taking care of her. I am the mom of my daughter. Change pamper, cleaning everything, wake up every night, taking care of my daughter. Fuck it, trust me. Whatever happened with my daughter, I just go ballistic. And Shane knew her, super nice. Respect for you, bro. Respect. You know.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate it. Like I said, it's a job in itself, but I know one day she's gonna say, Dad, thank you for getting me out of all the bad situations and giving me a stable home to live in. That's the thing. And that's
Hey,
why I'm just, like I
Sean,
said,
did you get my text message, Sean?
I have not looked. I'm sorry. I was. Let's see. Boy, I got a lot of text messages. Holy smokes!
Just so
Okay.
you know that was not zoomed in.
Wow. You won't believe what he just sent me. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh. All right.
All right.
If you say so.
No way.
If you say so, I don't know.
Jordan, you got your daughter this weekend?
I got her all the time. No, but if we go to fly, I go early in the morning. But if I don't go early in the morning, then I have to carry my daughter, because this weekend, yesterday, Sunday, I go to fly. I flew for 2 hours. I'm coming back home. She give me a hard time. She say, Papa, next time, Papa, fly. Hey, don't leave me back. Don't leave me home. Take me with you. But I had a nice flight this Sunday.
Well, dinner Saturday night on me, brother.
Okay, I will be there.
We'll do some we're doing some smoked brisket, and haven't figured out what the rest is yet, but it ain't that hard to figure out.
That's easy.
Hey guys,
just
I'm
to be-
fixing to cut it. I got some I need to get done on the website and some gear I need to get put up. So I'm going to catch out so I can get some sleep tonight.
All right, that's good. Tell us a little bit about your website real quick, before you go, right?
ParisWagUSA.com. We're working on getting some more stuff on there. We're working on stuff.
That's the best commercial
That's
I've
obvious.
ever heard.
Hey, listen, so check this out. We got up Friday morning at 3:30 in the morning and drove to Galveston, which is right at 6 hours for us.
On purpose?
And on purpose. So we went down there to meet with Houston PPG, which I want to get you hooked up with them, Sean. They're good people, and Mark Murphy and Fabrizio down there. I'd like you to meet them, and they're just good people. We're teaming up with those guys down there. They've got a new frame that's made by Power to Fly called Airbender, and we're picking up that frame. And they've got some territory issues with some of these manufacturers right now, and that's why we're doing that. We're going to go out on our own. We've got our own brand name. It's made by a well-known brand. So we're picking that up. I'm going to be advertising a lot of that. And that's why I say I got a lot of stuff going on. I've got those frames that I've got to get put together, get engines on them, get harnesses on them, get pictures taken, get some test flights. I did test fly the Moster factory this weekend, and it is freaking awesome. I love that setup that you saw. It was awesome.
Call me
yeah,
tomorrow.
so
We can chat about it for sure.
Yeah, it was great, man. I've got some good pictures of that. Amy got some good video. Most of you guys know me and Amy. I bought her a Mac Paracharger for Christmas. That's what she wanted. It's 21 meter. And I actually flew that wing out there at the beach, and I had a freaking blast on that wing, to be honest. It was pretty fun. But yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff going on with the site. We've got a lot of growing. We've had some shipping issues that we've talked about. COVID has not given us any grace on that. And then Brexit in England locked everything up. We had orders sitting there that couldn't get out. I mean, it's just been one road bump after another, But we're going to get past it, and we're going to push forward, and we're going to start, getting a lot more products like on the site and get them out there for you guys and give you good pricing on everything. And all of you know, as well as most of us, you give me a call, give me an email, mark@paraswagusa.com. We'll work some deals with you guys. Just give me a call. If I can cut you a deal, I'll cut you a deal.
Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Give me a call tomorrow. We can chat a little bit.
I will, brother. Hey, y'all have a good night. Sean, Brian, Walter, Scott, I didn't get your first part of your show because I was busy, and Sean forgot about me. No, he really didn't. He sent me an hour in advance, I promise you. But I just couldn't get on here. I'll go back and watch the rest of that, though, because it seemed very interesting. But y'all have a good night, man, and I'll catch y'all later. Okay?
All
See you, Mark.
Later.
See you, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
He's a
I'm
cool
gonna go ahead and
bail.
I'm gonna go ahead and bail out of here too.
Well, sounds good. So let's go ahead and say goodbye to everybody, and we'll because we're still streaming.
No, I gotta
go for a full shane.
Do what?
For a full shane.
Like I said, if y'all need anything, just let me know. We'll design it up, get a car, get it sent right out to you.
We got your information down in the description now. So anybody that wants to go see where you are, your description's down below.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a message tomorrow on Facebook Messenger. Just I got ideas. That's kind of why I got to go. So peace out, guys. Have a great night.
Peace out.
Later, man. Good night.
Peace.
Like I said, discounts for everybody on the panel too, just so y'all know.
Sweet.
Except Walter.
Except Walter.
Except Walter.
I want one for Australia.
That's so funny.
I got that one. I got that one going.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, just that to change the name and a couple other things, John, and yeah, it'd be all right.
I tell you, you want what I told him is if he can get a bunch of people, I'll send them all at one time.
There you go.
That way there's one package, and that's it. Yeah, and then he gets to work them. It'll be a whole lot cheaper.
Yeah, that becomes a bit difficult because we could be all over Australia, which is like saying all over America. So
it'll be cheaper than me. It'll be cheaper than me sending them here, there, everywhere.
Yeah, Walter, you can send them.
Yeah, no, that's right.
We'll send them out to you, Walter, and then you can send them out all over Australia.
Yeah, he can get in his powered parachute and fly him around, put on a Santa outfit.
And there you go.
John, you're under John Adams, right?
Yeah, John Adams.
Yeah, no worries. I'll look you up, man.
It's in the description down below.
Hey guys, I had a great night, man. I'm gonna bail. I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night, so yeah, I've been fighting it for a while.
And thank you for
But,
joining us, Brian. We appreciate you, man. I know that you
Yeah.
have other things to do on your Monday nights, but you've chosen to hang out with us. So we appreciate you.
Yes, Brian.
Scott, it was good having you on, man. I enjoyed listening to your story, and
Thanks a lot.
you schooling us on the differences between powered parachute, powered paraglider, because that's always something I've been curious to know a little bit more about
Yeah.
the terminology and whatnot. So
Glad to help out. Glad to help.
yeah, no doubt. And if you're ever coming through Southeast Alabama, remember you got friends to fly with. We got a runway in the front yard, a place to park.
Will do. I've been down through that way on the way to Panama City before. So, yep.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. All right. Well, y'all take it easy.
Yeah, John.
See you next Monday.
Hey, you, Brian.
All right. Bye.
Scott, I was just going to say, nice to meet you. I'll have to go back and watch the beginning of the show.
Great. Good to meet you.
You have
Yeah,
it all day today.
You're Dan Keys.
Yes, sir. See, Walter,
Yeah.
have all day today, Walter, because it's night here in the United States. It's the day in Australia, but not here.
There's a nice day coming up above. I'm down under, so it's a beautiful day today. It's nearly 2:00 in the afternoon. So expect a nice day tomorrow, everybody.
Yes, sir.
I like that. We always have to ask Walter, what's tomorrow going to be like? Because he's already there.
Yeah, look, if I'm here, you know tomorrow's coming.
Absolutely. As long as our water still goes around in a circle the correct way, we know that everything's good.
Yeah, that's right. As long as it goes round, that's the main thing.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter which way it goes. Doesn't matter which way the wind blows either.
Hey, Scott, if you message me on Messenger, I don't know if I sent you my phone number or not. Just message me. I'll message you my phone number. We can, keep in touch, especially
Sounds
when
good.
summer rolls around. I plan on going around all over the place. So
You want to
That'd be
call
great to have
me?
you up.
I don't plan on going down to Australia. Sorry, Walter.
No, I was just saying, do you want to call me?
Yeah, through Messenger. That's free.
I think we have, haven't we?
You're slightly long distance. We should be.
No, you guys are up top. See, we're down the bottom. It's a long way up the hill. It's easier for you guys to come down the hill.
It's true.
Well,
He's got a point.
So
Sometimes
anyway,
can you imagine if you go to Australia, that would be the greatest time. Like when you go to some place to see somebody, don't matter if you fly or not, only your person is amazing. Because it's just like all the time we are talking about flying, getting together. The other day when I got together with Shane, I don't even want to fly. I just took pictures and videos from him flying. Myself wasn't interested about flying. I was more about to enjoy the energy
Friendship.
of that area, because it's like therapy.
it's friendship between all the flyers.
For
you
sure.
know?
It's
Definitely want to get down under.
amazing.
Well,
It's on
we're
my
all on
bucket
the
list for
same
the wife and I.
We're all on the same plane. We're all talking about the same shit, and it's our life. It's our life, isn't it? We
Yeah.
made it that way, and it's a great part. I got to do more of it, Scott. I haven't flown for 5 years, so I got to get back in the air.
I haven't flown for a month and it seems like 5 years. So.
I haven't flown in a day and it seems like forever. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot to say. I got a video. I flew in 17-mile-an-hour winds. I wanted to see what it was like, and it was the bumpiest, craziest wind. I was getting tips were coming down. I was getting deflations. It was awesome.
I've flown in some winds. I mean, I've had 55-mile-an-hour ground speed, but it was smooth,
Yeah.
to get down through that layer. So, that boundary layer.
This was great. I took off in one step, went up, came down, and went down, went boop. So this is great. I never done anything like that. I just knew that I had enough experience that I could handle it. But let me tell you, I do not want to ever do that one again.
It's not fun.
No, it was fun for the video, but that's it.
Hey, Scott, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How fast is your machine on the ground? You got
I've
brakes and
wondered.
all?
I don't have any brakes. I've wondered the same thing. And, taxiing on the taxiways at the airport, how fast, what could this thing do? I have no idea. I don't have any brakes.
Hang on, let me change my photo.
Have you used the Skyfly High app? Because that can show you your entire flight and you can play it back in 3D.
I've not. I think
Scott,
I've seen it.
Scott, that's my dash. It tells me everything. Okay.
Wow, you're flying a gyro, right? You gyro or a weight shift?
No, it's a powered parachute. I built it all myself. Took 7.5.
Crap. Wow.
Yeah.
You got everything.
I've got every gauge on there. It tells me my climb rate, my descent rate, what my engine's doing, everything. Right.
I got all that, but mine's not that complicated. Jeez,
my
nice.
speed. If I'm flying along, generally I'm doing about 32 knots.
That's about what I'm at. True airspeed's about 30 knots for my parachute.
Yeah,
right in
and
there,
I've done 80 odd miles an hour. 50 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour.
Is that
55 knots I've done across the ground. But getting back to the machine on the ground, I have never had it full throttle on the ground. All I've had it is I'll throttle up 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds, and I look down and I'm doing 55 knots on the ground, and I've backed off.
I believe it, yeah.
That's about 110, 115 Ks an hour, but I know it'll go a lot faster. I've seen my other mates that have got lighter machines, and yeah, they go flat out. We've got a runway that's it's 1,000 meters, so yeah, we've got plenty of room.
I want to do the same thing with my wife's Corvette she bought. We've got a taxiway. We have a 5,000 foot runway, but the taxiway is a lot longer. So I talked to the airport manager, and he just like, what? He goes, if things happen after hours, I don't want to know. I don't know. So I have to get that thing over there. It'll from what I understand, it'll do 170s, lower 170s. So we'll see.
Yeah, look, I'm especially on a bitumen runway. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
we still have people in the chat, believe it or not, and we actually have Eric Lear that's actually asked Scott a question. Do you fly much in the winter?
Yes, I do, and I'd want to be flying, but I last flew on December 3rd, and the weather was crappy, and by the time the weather got around good again, I was doing some maintenance, had my carbs torn down and rebuilt, and draining the gearbox oil, and I had metal on the magnetic drain plug in my gearbox here about a week and a half ago. So I'm grounded for a while. So I'm taking my machine up. So I'm hoping it's not major. So I could be seeing some bucks for a gearbox rebuild. We'll see. But I'll fly year round. People say they pickle their machines for the winter. It's like, hell no, I just dress for it and go up and fly, just wear layers just like you're out snowmobiling or something, right? So same type of thing. So yeah, you'll see winter videos, flying over the snow is kind of cool. Not done it a lot, but everything looks different. It's neat. Plus you got those low density altitudes,
But that's when
high performance.
Yeah, exactly. Good air.
You come right off the ground, and that thing just wants to, like your rocket to the moon taking off.
I would really like to compare like our wings with your wings, just to see what the difference is. I know yours are kind of rectangular, square.
Yeah.
And ours are more like a
like an ellipse.
Yeah.
Basically. They have different ones. Powered parachutes have both. They have square, but mine's kind of an in-between wing. It's an APCO Cruiser. So it's not a square, but it's not a full up elliptical. High performance is kind of the best of both. So
I've got an APCO hybrid with it's got like a tail on the back.
That's the one I used to have. That's hanging in my hangar. When I bought my powered parachute, I had that hybrid, and that's the one that failed the porosity test. And I had, toward the end, I don't know if it was because of that, but I had a lot of trouble getting 45-degree lockout. where I had to back off the throttle and then let it drop and then goose the throttle and hit the brakes and then, slingshot it overhead.
Yeah, I have the same problem. It ends up like a wall behind you. Is that what you mean on the ground?
No, this is on the ground. This is at 45 degrees. It's off the ground, but it doesn't want to come overhead. So you have to hit the brakes, hit your flare, let off the power, let it drop, and then you goose it, your throttle, and that'll slingshot it overhead and get it through past that 45-degree lockout. So this is not a wall on the ground. That's a different situation there.
Yeah, no, mine used to, it forms like a wall and you don't go nowhere.
I've never had that happen, actually, believe it or not. So
Eric
actually,
says that they're in Wisconsin, they fly all year round.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, they snowmobile fly up there, sure.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen, I think it's called the Stratos, what is it, Minardi, is it? Is it Minardi Stratos? And there's a guy from Italy and he's got a powered parachute or a trike, whatever it is. And if you see the way he, instead of laying the wing out like normal, the wing is laid out, but then he brings the two ends back in towards the center and it just opens up perfect. I can't explain to you. You got to see it.
I'm not seeing that. Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of folded up back into the center, and as it takes off, it seems to bring the center up first, and then it just pops out perfect.
This cruiser, that I very rarely have any trouble, with it, coming up nice and inflated. I know with that hybrid, sometimes I'd have to pump my steering lines to get those outer cells. Seems like they took forever to inflate, and I was always pumping those to get them, inflated before I actually, gave the throttle for takeoff. Cruiser, I don't have that. I've had to abort a couple takeoffs because I got side to side oscillation, and some of it was.
What size?
It's a 500.
Yeah, same here.
I went with the higher wing loading, so I went back and forth. I've had mine. I bought mine in 2017, and I went with the smaller one. They say the 550 handles better, like on the larger machines, but I didn't. I wanted higher wing loading since my machine's fairly small and light, and I fly by myself, most of the time. So that's why I wanted the smaller sheet.
I need to go the opposite way, lighter load. Yeah. I'm looking at the new one of the new Atcos. 550, I think, in weight. In size. And
I put a bunch of hours on this cruiser. I'll tell you, I've probably got probably over 400 hours on it.
Wow.
I've had got a lot of patches. I've had lines replaced. I've got patches on little holes. Probably grasshoppers getting, summertime. That's the only place I can think of because I don't fly off of asphalt. So you get grasshoppers in there trapped in the bag, and they'll munch little holes in the chute. So
how long do your wings usually last? Do you got to get them checked out every 100 hours, or what is it usually for power parachutes?
So you don't have to get them checked out, but yeah, good question. The last till they quit passing the test. So what I do is I do my own annual inspection. So I've got FAA certification since I have an ELSA. We didn't cover this at all, but the light sport is broken up into two broad categories in the U.S. One is ELSA, which stands for Experimental Light Sport Aircraft, and then there's Special Light Sport Aircraft, which the difference is with the special comes from the factory already done, and you as an owner can only do certain things as far as maintenance or any kind of modifications. Actually, you can't do any modifications without written permission from the manufacturer. You can do certain basic maintenance items like change the oil, that kind of thing. If you own an ELSA, you can do pretty much anything you want. And SLSA, you have to have an A&P or a certified light sport repairman sign off on your annual inspection. For an ELSA, if you take a course, it's a 16-hour course, then you can do your own annual inspections on aircraft that you own. So your own. So I took the class 4 powered parachute inspection. So any ELSA powered parachutes that I own, I can sign off. Anybody can do the inspection. It's the sign off on the inspection that lets you do. And that, the class pays for itself during one annual. But as part of that, you inspect the parachute. And every other year I send it off to Mojo's and have them do a line strength test and inspection and patch any holes if there's any. And then the other years I just do it myself. So every 2 years I send it off.
So you do about 150 hours of flight a year. So that's about 300 hours that you send in.
Yep. Okay. Or sooner if I have a problem. I had a slack line at one point where I was out flying one evening, looked up and saw one of my A lines, was kind of slack, and called Mojo, sent it down there, and I probably just could have ordered the line in hindsight. And they sent it back, and the corresponding line on the other side was just a slack, and the other one was still there. They messed it up, and so they finally sent me a couple new lines, and I just swapped them out. Line replacements are easy to do, on your own, but as long as you got the line chart and everything, and make sure you get the right one.
Interesting, man. I tell you what, this has been a long podcast. We started back at 6:30 and we did the pre-show before we actually went live. And here we are, 3 hours and 16 minutes into the podcast. So,
and we're still live, go figure.
And we're still live. So that's pretty crazy. You guys, it's 9:30 over here and I got work tomorrow, unfortunately. Scott, it was great chatting with you. John, it was great that you joined in and donated that stuff. We appreciate you. Walter from Down Under, your Dan Keys, we appreciate you and everybody else that's been on the show and the panel. But right now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the tiredness, and I hate that.
Yep, I'm with you. So good time to cut it.
Absolutely. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Welcome to season 2. This is episode 51 with Scott Richardson. He flies a PPC, and we did the difference between a PPC and a PPG today. If you were still listening to us on the podcast, actually, I'm going to kill the YouTube and I'm going to continue this on the audio only. So YouTube, thank you very much. We appreciate you. We're going to kill this live stream. We're going to continue for just a couple minutes because there's always something that we do at the very end of our audio podcast. So if you haven't listened to it, you definitely need to listen to it because we do some really cool stuff. So we'll catch you next week, episode 52 with Jordan Anger. So until then, have a safe and wonderful week. Peace out. All right, so live stream is gone. And now we're still in the audio part. Okay, so real quick before we go, audio people that are still listening to us, I don't know why this was a long podcast, but as always, if you're still listening to us now, email me at ppggrandpa@gmail.com. Let me know that you listened to the end of the podcast here with Scott Richardson, and let me know, and I can send you something cool in the mail. Isn't that awesome, guys? I mean, all you have to do is listen to the podcast to the end. It's a long time. Hey, Scott, truly appreciate you coming on and chatting with us for such a long time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. And we'll see y'all.
Always good.
And we'll see y'all next time. And thank you for that donation. We appreciate you. You're Dan Keys.
Come on, bro. You know, it's part of what it is. We fly, baby, fly. This is therapy for everybody. I know everybody have the money for getting to the sport.
I know what it is. You're just lining the swear jar pot so you can swear whenever you want to.
Oh yeah.
Y'all have a great evening, everyone.
That's Lake Kissimmee. That was where you was for the SIV. I've been there this weekend.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah, I live close to, well, I'm not close, but 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's like not too far. And it's a nice area around there in the park. They have a little park around there in the area where you wait for the boat in Camp Mac. And then she played there and she was super happy. Then, that's a good place to go around.